He do that to Clinton Yates today. Are we streaming? If we're streaming today, you'll want to check that out. We'll find out. Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon right now.
So last night was the sound that every Dodger fan made at the end of that game. Stupid friggin' goose in the middle of the field.
You didn't like the goose? You didn't like the memes where the goose and Kimbrel were doing the same pose? That was driving me crazy. That's quite funny.
I saw a goose, somebody in the Mafia photoshopped a goose with a Padres hat and a little Padres chain on. So the goose was definitely part of the story. Now, the one thing I don't know is, because I was watching the game on TV, how did the goose leave the field? Like, what was the process by which they shooed the goose?
I got you. So it was flying around all over the place, and then the grounds crew eventually, when it was right near third base, jumped on it with a towel, grabbed it with a towel, and then they took it off the field.
Do you think the goose is okay?
I hope so. Otherwise, PETA's getting involved.
That's right.
That's right. Not cooked.
The goose was loose.
That was terrible. Terrible. Starting off early with
this
corny
is what
jokes.
you're coming to the show with?
This is what I'm bringing to the show. I didn't read the email before the show.
Yeah, what's wrong with
All
you?
I did was slam down some bucatini bolognese, which I love, from the place across the street. That was my show prep. And I went to the game last night.
Okay.
We were there.
Well, I think
in the building.
By the way, I think that's all excellent preparation.
I mean, this is the Steve Mason method of preparation.
Yes,
Am
it
I wrong?
is.
Right.
It is.
See, this is how I've learned.
Live
very
your
well.
life, and there's definitely going to be some stories about it.
So, why didn't you go to the game yesterday?
So, I had a very ambitious couple of days. I was going to go to USC Rams.
So you went to SC football, Rams football.
Monday off.
You went to dinner Monday, right?
I went to dinner with Juan's dad in Orange County on Monday.
Oh, you took it to the OC. Okay.
Yeah, got gas there. Then game one, great. Had a great time at game one. Game two, I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm just going to watch one on TV.
Just couldn't do it.
Nah, I couldn't do it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I feel that. Like yesterday, I did TV. I popped in here to talk to Travis Lee, and then I went to talk to a class at USC.
Oh, nice.
And so by the time I got to the ballpark, I was like, oh, I've done quite a few things today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So had to sort of rally to get it together, but everybody was there. Trav was there, saw him in the press box, saw Greg, saw Beto. Beto, by the way, I cannot understate how popular this man is.
Is he?
In the streets.
He was suited up in here yesterday. You wore the suit last night?
He was not wearing the suit last night.
Okay.
He was wearing the hoodie, and me and him were walking around like we were the leaders of Cobra Kai, just looking at people, get out of my way or else you're going to have a problem. That's a fun thing to do with Beto when you're on the concourse at Dodger Stadium. It was great to see him. Greg was there. Greg was sitting in your seat, and there's one person I have to bring up that we saw.
Okay.
Minnie Darvish. Do you know who this person is?
No, Minnie Darvish?
Yeah.
Minnie Vish is like a real person who dresses like you, Darvish, looks like you, Darvish, facial hair on down, same countenance, is that what we call it?
Sure.
Like looks just like him, but he's probably 3/5 the size of actual you, Darvish.
So he is like Minnie Darvish.
He's like a little bit of a Minnie Darvish, and his shirt says his jersey says Minnie Vish on the back.
Wow.
He was just taking pictures, glad handing with people. Greg, did you get a picture with him?
I did not get a picture with him because he's a Padre, but but he follows apparently Yu Darvish around the country and goes to all the games.
Oh my God,
he is literally Mini Vish that goes around with him. Yeah,
that is so.
Which
weird.
is actually pretty cool.
Full uni.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
belt and all. I was stunned. He was not matching. Dare I say? He was not matching the Padres uniforms. He had the white one on. They had the dark brown, so he was not that far up on it. But I was blown away by this guy's presence. It was a nice little crowd for, a little midweek game as it is. Some of us showed up, but no, I'm joking. But what I'm saying is that game had the kind of intensity, Mace, that you can that's all you can come to expect from playoff baseball.
That is
there. You got everything you wanted in that game. Mistakes aside, Dodgers loss aside as well.
Yeah. Bergman, regale me with a tale from your night at Dodger Stadium.
So it was fun to hang out with Clinton and with Beto and with Travis. So all of them came and hung out with me for a little bit. But at the beginning of the game, I was with Beto, so I drove Beto to the game.
Okay.
And we were walking around. We got a Michelada, and you can actually see our in the back there.
Do you get recognized when you go to the game?
Yes.
It's
not.
Bergman.
I mean, 2 people recogned me.
Okay, so 2.
Which
Yeah.
It's 2 more than 0.
Absolutely, we'll take
good.
it. Anthony Martinez took a picture with us. And he's
nice.
Like, oh, thank you for playing that, by the way.
Wow.
I love that drop.
What's the meaning of wow?
Okay, so that to me and also to Laura is that it's when Sedano, when he talks, when he's listening to Cappy, he'll go, Wow.
Oh, as in totally not interested, but have to say something.
Right, he has to say something, and it always sounds like Owen Wilson.
Wow.
So I hit
That's
it all
good.
day.
Make a note of that.
I like that. Yeah.
It makes me laugh. But Beto, he comes in immediately recognized.
Yeah.
Immediately
Well, he's
recognized by
Beto.
people. Right, but he took a picture with Jim Hill.
Nice.
He took a picture with Jaime Harin. He took a picture
Were
with
they
some other
asking
thing.
him for the pictures, or was
No,
he asking them?
He walked up to them just to say hi, and I took pictures of them.
Oh, okay. So you were like,
I was like
the
I was
photographer.
like
You
the
were on
photographer in the back of
lackey
the
status,
bench,
yeah.
taking
Beto with
little
Jaime.
shots.
Here's Beto with Jim. Beto with
I got
Hill.
a Jim Hill Beto hug picture in.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you got to get the
So you're
Jim
really
Hill
a
hug.
contributor to Beto's social media feed.
Apparently, yes.
I mean,
That's
aren't we all
exactly what's
at
happening.
that
We all
point?
are.
But
you know?
Exactly.
I do have to say, he is very strategic about his picture taking.
Okay.
Everything that he does is all done in a certain way. He takes the towel and he places it in a certain spot, and he takes the cup that has the Michelada in it,
does he really?
and he places it in a certain
Okay.
spot, and he gets it at a right angle, and he goes and he takes the picture. He has to move over so there's not someone standing in front of
Yeah.
him.
This is a half truth here. This is a half
No.
truth.
No,
Wait, whoa.
No, because what he's
Is everything- is
what,
everything
no, but what
all
he's
posed
no,
out?
I even told him I was going to talk about it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that you're masking the part here about how he pours the micheladas, which is what Greg was taken to task on.
We
because
didn't even bring that up, but
the
I'll tell you what
fa-
happened. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I had a-
Please do bring up what happened the first michelada you got.
The first Michelada I got, so you pour your own beer in.
Right. Sure.
Right, it comes
It's
with the
got that
premix.
red,
Right,
you
it
know,
has
Right.
the
stuff
premix,
on the
it
outside.
has
Yes.
the mix in the cup already, and I was pouring it, and I tilted it a little bit, and I was pouring it like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to mix it all in, so I turned it right side up, and I just started pouring it straight down, which causes a bunch of foam
course
to come
it
to the
does.
top. Right.
Is this
I did
new
it,
to you?
No,
Is this-
I did it wrong.
this is science.
I did it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the end of
But
the
I
story.
mean, had you never encountered this?
I
Where you
have.
pour a carbonated beverage into a thing and it foams up and.
I have. I just did it wrong that time. The second one, I did just fine.
Yeah.
Just saying, Beto's deliberateness, that's part of it because he
See?
knows how to pour the michelada. So by the time I got there,
You just want to take a shot. That's
Beto's
all you wanna
riding
do.
him. No, it was the first thing I remember. Beto's riding him about how to pour a michelada. I was like, how did we get this far in life where we didn't know how to do this?
Right.
And so the second pour became a whole thing, and he got it down. I was not drinking any, so that's part of the reason why I'm
No.
talking about this because I was a little bit jealous.
Now,
no,
do you drink Micheladas?
Not necessarily, but I was there yesterday in a professional capacity, so I didn't want to
Oh,
drink. I
right,
don't really like
right.
to drink when I have a press pass on, but they look good. And you guys got the signature cups, Greg.
Yes, they're
That
all
was-
right behind you. I
Did
Oh,
brought
there
you
they
go?
them
are.
in the
Yes.
studio.
Oh, right. Here they are.
I cleaned them
Yeah.
out myself. Brought them into
those
the
are
cup.
awesome.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have two
totally
different
worth it.
kinds there. The ones for the regular season and another one that has the postseason one on it.
Nice.
And
I'm
there's a
showing
rally
this to the
towel.
stream right now. Postseason 2022.
Yeah,
sit
we're
right
on
there.
YouTube today. Search ESPNLA.
Dodgers right there.
The Dodger rally towel is right behind Clinton Yates' head to your left.
Oh, nice. Throw it to
Yeah.
the sky in honor of Fernando last
If you got a sombrero, throw it
Throw
to the
it
sky.
to the sky. Now, what I do at a lot of games
Uh-huh.
is, and these guys think it's disgusting, but I think it's no big deal. I will, you know how a lot of people get the souvenir cups and then they just leave them.
You collect them?
I collect them.
You don't take others.
Yeah, I do.
No.
I take others.
That's-
I've got so many souvenir cups
That's
in my house.
dicey
It is
to me.
insane. Why?
That
You
is dicey.
stick it in the washing machine, it's brand new. Or
Yeah,
the,
but okay. My
dishwasher?
question is, what point of the game do you start the collection effort?
Oh, end.
Okay,
End.
all right. I was
So
going to say, if you're picking them up 1 through 9
Oh,
and
no,
just
no,
holding on to them, that's
No,
very
Half
weird.
full, pouring them out.
As everybody's leaving, if I see souvenir cups, I grab souvenir cups. I've got one of the largest collections of souvenir cups. I definitely have more souvenir cups than you guys.
Very eco-friendly, Mace. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dare
gonna
I
go to
ask-
waste.
I've got Rams cups. I've got USC cups. Lakers don't really do souvenir cups as much.
So bring some in and put them in the studio. That's what I did.
Yeah, how many is too many? Like, what
I mean,
are we? What
should
are
I
we?
bring in my cups
what-
that have Todd Gurley on them?
Probably not. But
Yeah, we don't need
What
those.
else are you going to do with those cups?
We use them, man. Use them at parties. You throw a big party, everybody gets
A big cup party,
big
souvenir
cup
cup party. I would go to a souvenir cup party. I would 100%
party, I think we're
show
gonna have-
up, and that's all you can. And everybody leaves with one,
We're going
so
to
you can get rid of some.
souvenir cups
You know,
for my next party.
no, you don't
amazing.
create them. You give away all the wasteful
Oh,
ones
give
you
away-
have. You
yeah,
don't need
sure,
all those. You
sure.
let people use
Yeah,
them, and you
why
can
not?
take them home.
I'll back you up on this, Mace.
Like
I
party
love
gifts.
the nacho helmets.
Yeah,
and
you
I'll
bring
take them
those
home.
nacho helmets home and wash
I
them.
do. I wash them and I would use them for soup and for cereal. It's
No.
amazing. Yes. It's great.
You're not putting soup in.
Oh, yeah.
Mini helmets.
It's hot and it fits in there perfectly. It keeps it hot. It's great.
This is disrespectful to the soup community. A mini helmet is for like a
No,
snack.
not even the mini helmet.
rated-
No, the big helmets. The ones that have the nachos.
Yeah,
But they're like plastic,
Yeah, it
bro.
doesn't matter. Plastic, so
You're eating soup out of
you
that?
put hot soup in plastic.
It
No,
bags.
man.
works
Clinton
just
on
fine
this.
for me. Thank you very much. I eat pho out of it. It's a delicious.
You eat pho out of. Oh my goodness! Wow!
Out of it.
Wow! I was just going on a whole rant the other day about how I'm a year-round soup person. I love
Are
me
you
a
a
good
year-round?
soup.
I'm
Oh,
a big soup guy too.
I'm a huge soup
Yeah.
guy,
I
but I
don't-
would never disrespect the soup by eating it out of a plastic baseball helmet.
Look, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You don't have everything around there. Like the soup bowls that I have don't hold the soup correctly. These have
How does a bowl not
on.
hold
because
soup
they're too
correctly?
shallow. They're too shallow of bowls.
You got bisque bowls when you need
use
pho
the
bowls.
helmet. Use the helmet. It's big enough that it holds everything inside of it. It's nice.
Hey, look,
you should
Jorge
try it out.
decided to show
Hi,
up. I
Jorge.
wonder what happened to Jorge.
Hip,
This
hip, hooray.
sounds ridiculous. You don't have bowls that you can't eat anything out of.
The bowls I have just aren't as good.
Yeah. All right.
Wow, that's too
Yeah,
bad.
soup and cereal. See, Jorge knows.
Yeah, soup and
Cereal, I'll give you out of a plastic helmet.
But
soup,
hot
no.
in plastic.
Yeah, it doesn't
Totally
work.
fine. Works
Probably
great.
not a good mix. All right,
Give it a shot.
Coming on, we'll talk a little bit about the game itself, which we haven't done, or we did with Travis and Slee, but we'll do it again. Plus, Rob Manfred says something is coming that is going to apparently piss Clinton Yates off. I didn't realize that you had this thing about the electronic strike zone, but we'll talk about it coming up
no
too.
thanks.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction,
And you can win $1 million.
and you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100 or play all season long at cover5.com.
Thursday, Clinton Yates, the big CY. Sitting in for Johnny I. Tonight, don't forget, it's Anita Marks time at 8 p.m. after Rams All Access. Don't miss the Anita Marks Show. Got all your fantasy information, your gaming information. It's must-listen radio, yo. And, of course, the Anita Marks Show on 710 made possible by Teza. Get more focus and energy in your daily life with Teza Nutrient Pouches. Visit TezaEnergy.com and make your mouth happy. Anita Marks tonight at 8 p.m. Right now, more of Mason and Ireland, your Thursday.
Comment I repeatedly get because of the YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube right now. Go to YouTube and search ESPNLA that I look like a Venice hobo. I actually think I'm fairly well dressed.
Yeah, as somebody who lives in Venice and sees Venice hobos without the judgmental strain of that term being used, you do not look like a Venice hobo.
Hobo is probably not very PC.
That's not
anymore,
exactly the nomenclature we use anymore.
Is that a members-only jacket, though? What kind of jacket you got going on there?
It's a Travis Matthews jacket.
Oh, okay. That's totally fine. It looks great stuff.
Yeah, no, you got the Henley going as well. Yeah.
So tonight...
Oh, there's a Henley, too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tonight we are going to dinner.
Whereabouts?
Wow. At Islands, and we're taking listeners with us.
Oh, that's tonight. I've been hearing those promos.
So Tanner Wilson, Steve Baker, Tony Parada, David Ganoa, and Ignacio Martinez are going to join me, Jorge, and Bergman for dinner tonight at Islands.
Is it an undisclosed island?
Undisclosed Islands.
Okay. All right. So we can talk later if I'll crash the party.
I
won't.
You will not? Why?
Because I don't know where it is yet. We can talk about it off air.
Okay.
Depending on how far it is from where I live.
I'll tell you, it's close.
It was close on purpose for the
no
guy
Ted.
across the way for you.
So this could be in play. All right, got it. All right, very well.
All right, so last night, Dodgers lose 5-3. Reverse score from the night before. And Clayton Kershaw was fine.
Sure.
Got us through 5 innings, allowed 3 runs. It was not vintage Kershaw. He was just okay Kershaw. It was okay Darvish, who basically got the Padres to the same spot. It was 3-3 at that point.
Yep.
And it was the 6th inning that screwed us over. Darvish put 2 runners on. They bring in that Robert Suarez, who works his way out of that jam.
Throwing gas, by the way.
Just unbelievable.
1-1 at the knees. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
That was crazy. But go on.
And 6th and 7th inning, had another chance in the 7th inning, but the Dodgers were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, and you just don't win like that.
0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, had at least 1 run on base after every inning from the 3rd on, and didn't score on any of them. I mean, I get it. A lot of Dodgers fans get all up in arms when certain situational things don't go well and they expect everything to work out perfectly. That was just a game they lost. You don't play well in the playoffs, you can lose. This happens all the time. You can play well in the playoffs and lose. Hello, Seattle Mariners.
Right.
And I don't think that this is a situation where the Dodgers need to press a whole ton of buttons and start panicking. This is why I'm kind of confused. Maybe I'm missing something from a matchup standpoint about the lineup today. But this is quite a few things to be turning over for a non-elimination game in a series in which you're moving to the road. I'm not sure that I understand why Austin Barnes starts.
Yeah, I'm not either.
In this situation.
But on top of that, I'm not sure why you say it the day before anyway. Why would you tip your lineup until,
maybe something
the
changes. Maybe this is some level of gamesmanship, Berg, but I'm not really sure that I understand what the purpose of now starting Austin Barnes is after you didn't start him yesterday when he is definitely Kershaw's pocket catcher.
Yep.
And you pinch hit him randomly, I thought, at the end of the game. I mean, I guess I could have shown up and asked that question myself. I didn't, but, I'm confused, Greg.
Yeah, it's just wild because
the entire lineup is out for tomorrow. Have you seen this?
Yeah, the whole thing is out. But also, Dave Roberts was masterful in Game 1. Nobody had one bad thing to say about it.
Right.
And then Game 2, you're like, what are these decisions that you're making? It's just the up and down of it all. I love Dave Roberts more than anything.
What was the critical, in your mind, what was the mistake?
I mean,
because I didn't see any. I mean, it didn't work out with Trinan, didn't work out with Brewster.
Trinan, I don't have an issue with. I mean, even Brewster, I didn't have that much of an issue with.
Well, I mean, that's the game.
But that was because Trey Turner bobbled the ball.
Right.
So that wasn't on Brewster. He would have gotten out of that inning.
But where's Dave Roberts at fault?
Well, Dave Roberts, the Barnes decision is a massive one. You have a guy on second base, and you're using Austin Barnes instead of anybody else. Miguel Vargas was on there, and you love how he's been. He had that hit quality.
Finished really well.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, are you really going to question Dave Roberts and the brain trust about whether or not Austin Barnes is the right guy in that spot. I
Yes.
believe they probably analyzed that like crazy and decided. I think they decided before the game, we're going to use Austin Barnes against a guy who throws high fastballs, and that's what they did.
Against Hader with a runner on second in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Hader's arguably the best closer in the game, and you didn't even start him in the game because you didn't want his bat for half. That doesn't. The internal logic of the game, that decision didn't make sense. If you say beforehand, sure, you know what I mean. We're going to bring up. It'd be one thing if Kershaw wasn't starting.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
sure.
he was, and the guy who's normally his guy, I don't know what percentage of starts he's caught of his. It's got to be above 80.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's got to come in for a high fastball. That didn't make sense to me. That was an odd time to get that specific about the matchup, in my personal opinion.
So the lineup tomorrow is Mookie, Trey, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, so no changes there. Max Muncy at second base, batting 5th. Then JT at third, Chris Taylor in left, catcher Austin Barnes, and center fielder Trace Thompson, Tony Gonsolin starting, which means that the odd man out is Bellinger.
Correct. Cody Bellinger,
And Lux.
which I don't.
Oh, and Lux, yeah.
Lux is sort of already the odd man out on some level. To me, Bellinger is the guy that you have to have in center field.
Yeah, Lux was going to always be out when Austin Barnes was catching.
Right.
That was always
there's no world.
And Lux was probably always going to be out when Blake Snell was pitching.
There's no world in which Cody Bellinger comes off the field right now for me. There isn't.
I agree with you.
There
Mace.
isn't. I know that sounds weird, Mace, but Travis called it basically like hitting a 2-run home run. The effect of hitting a 2-run homer versus robbing 2 runs is 2 different things in terms of the vibe. Yeah. But in terms of the math, it is the same. Cody Bellinger does not come off the field for me until I move to the next series.
Okay, but you've got to sort of manage the edges. If you know what I'm saying? Like there's a little bit of an edge. There's a big edge with Cody Bellinger in center field, but he does look lost at the plate. So you're missing a bat at a point when the Dodgers haven't scored past the 3rd inning in 2 consecutive games.
Right.
So to me, there needs to be an offensive adjustment. I don't understand why that's Austin Barnes, but they've decided that
I don't either,
is.
and I certainly wouldn't. I mean, listen, we love Trace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But has not been great at the plate in the last week or whatever.
Yep.
And I don't know. I just
he's
feel
very
like
good defensively.
He's very good defensively.
He had that weird play at the left field wall the other night, which I mean, people said you thought he should have made the catch. Right?
He should have absolutely made the catch, but he's been lost at the plate.
Yes.
He was totally lost at the plate last night. He looked terrible.
And if I got 2 guys that are lost at the plate,
I'm going with the guy who's a better defender.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying, Greg. And so I don't really understand this. It feels like we're in a little bit of moves for moves' sake territory, Mace. You know what I mean? Just because you dropped a game and announcing it a day early is another question that I'm not really sure we're going to get answers to. But I'm not saying – but the reason I'm saying all this is because to me yesterday, all this added up, not that bad. You lost a game. You know what I mean? Like it's not – I'm not losing my mind over the fact that –
And you lost it in an uncharacteristic way.
Sure.
You don't expect the Dodgers to go 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Right. They're the best in the league at that. You know, I'm nowhere close to breaking glass in case of emergency as a result of what happened last night. No, not even close.
This is what Tony Gonsolin is going to get the start tomorrow night said to Bill Plunkett a while ago, or did in a press conference. Tony Gonsolin on how much he's been able to build up. Because remember, he came off the IL and threw late.
Working back.
Yeah, working his way back. He said, I threw 4 innings in our little workout thingy on Saturday. Thingy.
So it wasn't a – I mean, like, this is where the baseball process nerd gets – so it wasn't a bullpen. It wasn't a simulated game.
Workout thingy sounds like a sim game, doesn't it?
Probably a sim game. Or is he referring to the sim game because they played a sim game last week, right?
Maybe that's
after their workout date. I wasn't there.
It's known as the workout thingy.
Oh, pardon me. That's the official nomenclature. The workout thingy.
Workout thingy.
Were you there?
You've been around baseball. You know workout thingy.
I got my workout thingy over there in my bat bag.
Hey, I got something for you guys.
What's up?
So listen to this.
Cap.
Wow.
Right to my face. She goes, "That's your friend, huh? L.A. Cap." I go, "Yeah, that is my friend." She called me L.A. Cap.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I don't even know if we need the Owen Wilson.
I was going to say the Owen Wilson.
They're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Did you hear Ireland do
Wow.
the Mad Dog this week?
I did hear that. That was good.
Oh.
That was good.
He blew his voice out.
Did he?
Oh, he totally blew his. Yesterday, he's sipping tea and honey and
doing all the
trying to hold
the
it
things
together
to make up for it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's one of the best things Ireland has ever done on the show.
Wow. I'm working on that.
Wow.
You're going to be saying wow all
there's
day now,
I know.
by the
There's an
way.
element of like cartoonishness. Like it's sort of a cartoon voice, but it's not. It's like you go into the cartoon. Wow.
And it's
then
also,
you come
by the
back.
way, it's a useful word.
Yeah.
You can use it all no matter what anybody says.
She called me LA Cap.
Wow.
Right to my face. She goes, "That's your friend, huh? LA Cap." I go,
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
What's more useful, the wow or the F word?
The F word is still the most all-purpose word there is.
Oh, not close.
Noun, verb,
Both together.
adjective,
top seed.
adverb.
Effing wow.
Effing
Top
wow.
seed. The F word is the best word in the language.
All right, coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel of questions. Also, very surprising who most of the country is rooting for to win the World Series, at least according to Twitter and hashtags and stuff like that. Wow. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread. Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You're just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Bobcat.
Download it. Sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason in Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, it's time to spin the wheel of questions. It is brought to you by our friends at Puente Hills Toyota. You got a car just sitting around not being used? Bring it to Puente Hills Toyota today for an instant cash offer. Puente Hills Toyota is the house of yes. Spin the wheel, Jorge.
That was my second segment.
So, okay, got it.
Wow.
Wow. All right, so here's the question.
Yes.
Big CY.
I'm listening.
If you could time travel and meet your parents before you were born, what would you say to them?
Wow.
What do you think you were doing?
Wow.
Yes, exactly. Dang it.
This is actually a great spot.
Dang it. We went through all that and I stepped on it. That was so annoying. Oh, that's tough. My parents have been divorced since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of what I would ask them that would be like relevant and not depressing. I would probably ask them if they ever thought their son was going to be famous. That's an actual thing.
Really?
Yes, honestly. Because they were both really high achievers. This is like a thing in my family. Like,
Okay.
I happen to run my mouth and people like looking at my face, but I'm not like smart at all compared to anybody in my family. They're like achievers who have like represented this country overseas and done like important things across the globe. You and I sit up here and we yell about guys that are dressed like other Major League Baseball players while drinking Micheladas. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do for fun. For them, I think they were, they're both pretty, pretty smart, achieved, accomplished
oldest,
people.
Youngest?
I am my parents' only child.
Okay.
As in my mom's only child. Well, my dad, I have siblings from my dad's other relationships, and we're all tight. But like, I don't think they would have ever thought that people would have wanted to listen to my stupid face.
Right.
You know what I'm
Sure,
saying? Talk
sure.
about anything. So
All right,
that's what I
Bergman?
would ask them.
I'm running away. I have no interest in speaking to them. You know that whole butterfly effect thing.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, no, I don't want to have any interest in talking to them.
No, don't you?
Just accept the premise.
You're not accepting the premise. The rule number one of real
that's
estate.
kind of
I was
the whole
accepting
thing.
the premise.
Have you never done improv? Let's go.
Never.
Accept the premise.
You literally said I'm running away. As
And
soon
I
as-
did. I did say I was running away. I would ask them. I don't know.
Tell
Before I
them
go,
or ask them.
Let me reel you out here
tell
for a
them,
second while you think
leave
about
me
it.
alone when I get upset. How about that? Because I got upset a lot as a kid.
As a
Which
kid, you were
should be
upset a lot
shocking.
of the time?
This is not shocking to anybody, but
No.
yes, I did get upset a lot as a kid, and I just wanted to be left alone.
Leave me alone
When I
is
get
what
upset.
he would tell his parents before he was born.
As a separate matter, I feel that like on the things I could wish for from a genie scale or whatever, time travel is way overrated. Like
time
I
travel's
don't
fantastic.
need time travel as part of like my package of things that I would ever wish for.
Oh, come on.
What am I gonna? I mean, like, I'm first of all
You
not
don't want to be there when
not-
history happens?
Not going backwards, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Oh, yeah. You're sure.
Not going backwards. And
But
if I
don't
go
you want to see what it's all going to look like down the road?
If I go forward, I'm like naked in the world. I'm like Brooks in Shawshank. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening.
Don't you want to look like a genius and know the outcomes of all the games and then come back
Biff
to
Tanner,
now
a
and
Biff
be
Tanner,
brilliant?
A Biff Tanner situation I would take.
Yeah,
I could be a good Biff Tanner. Like somebody send me the almanac from 2050. I will
be a
build
bully?
an empire and I will not destroy the world.
There you go. Okay.
I will be the anti Biff Tanner.
Jorge?
The black Biff Tanner, if you will.
Jorge?
I have to ask her something?
No, you have to ask or tell your parents something before you were born.
Dang. Up there with
Wow.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah, I'm with Greg on this one. Like, I don't want to ruin
like the-
anything. Like,
Accept the
guys
premise,
are
Jorge.
just-
Just
damn.
total wet
Damn.
It's
blankets.
like I'm working
What
with-
is this? What's happening on this side of the glass here?
Wow.
We're over here. You guys got horse races. We
got our own show over
soap
here.
operas on the TVs.
Yeah.
I gotta beg you to put a baseball game on. Never mind, accept the premise.
Okay, so I'm going to
I'm
accept
kidding.
the premise because it is my question.
Wow.
So my parents I was the oldest.
Okay.
My parents were, particularly my mother, so strict with me. Unbelievably strict.
What does strict mean growing up in the Mason household?
Okay, so 7 years old, I would say.
Ooh, this is early.
We would go. We'd want to go play basketball at Casey Reason's house. He had a backyard
hoop,
and we couldn't just walk across the street and go. We had to go and ask Mom if it was okay to go across the street to play basketball, and we lived on a friggin' cul-de-sac. Honest to God, she was so unbelievably strict.
right there.
And by the way, by the time she got to my brother Travis, it was just like, F it, do whatever you want, kid. But I would tell them to lighten up.
Okay.
Lighten up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Speaking of...
My mom was pretty strict.
Can we invest in Apple? How about that? Something like that?
Back in the day? Sure.
See, everybody, this is why time travel
ruins
is
everything.
So not there for me.
You become a billionaire
All
with
people
time
would
travel.
do is try to get rich. Nobody would try to help people.
Isn't that what everybody's doing in this universe?
I'd go back
in
time and try to cure cancer. Nobody says that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can't go back in time and cure cancer.
I know, but I mean, like maybe if somebody
cure cancer now.
No, my point is maybe all the money that we use to find some of this other crap that we have, like I don't know, self-driving cars and robot dogs with guns on them. Maybe you could use that towards medicine or something more useful.
He likes the robot dogs.
No, I do like the robot dogs.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do.
He
you
wants
want
robots
those roaming
and
around your neighborhood?
As protection?
Those things are terrifying.
Sure. They don't scare me. They don't scare me. And in fact, we don't.
What?
They don't. Do they scare you?
Yes.
They don't scare me.
They're robot dogs
Have you
with
seen the
guns
trailer
and
for that
cameras.
Megan movie?
No, but that's a movie. I'm just going to tell you up front, that's a movie.
Terminator's
and
a
not
movie,
real.
but
except the premise, Mace.
I'm accepting the premise. They're not. Those
Black Mirror does the
movies
same
are
thing?
not real. Black Mirror is fiction. They're not real
Doesn't matter.
stories. It's
They
not
have
a
robot
it's not
dogs
a
with guns
documentary.
on them.
I
Yeah.
know we've got a
People.
lot of documentaries out right now, but Black Mirror is not a documentary.
It is not. It's
Pretty close.
It's
We
pretty
got
close. A lot
dogs
of things happen.
that move around and can do the Macarena and have guns on them. It's weird.
I saw a
Dogs shouldn't do
robot
dances.
that ran the 100 meters in 21 seconds, which seems
Why is that useful outside of chasing you down to kill you?
Exactly.
They're trying to beat the world record with this robot. This is like what kids do now. They invent robots to do certain things, and they have robot clubs.
Yes,
That's the world record now.
Robotics are a mechanism towards engineering as a STEM subject. I get that.
What's the world record in the 100
in robot
meters?
dog 100 meters? I don't know.
It doesn't count. because it's a
21
robot.
seconds with the robot dog, and I think the record is 9 point something or other.
From another robot dog, or you're
No,
referring
from
to
an
human
actual
being?
person.
Yeah, it's like 9/8.
Actual person.
Yeah, it's
is
like
it 9/8?
9/8?
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Yeah, no, I'm not afraid of technology. I'm not afraid of the future like you people. You people are so afraid of the future. Seriously, you three afraid of the future.
If a robot dog walked in here right now, you just assume it was not here to kill us all? Because I would.
Let me tell you something. If I had a robot dog in my backyard, I would not have to worry about my real dogs and coyotes.
Do you have a Roomba?
My dogs hate a Roomba.
Okay.
Yeah, dogs
this is what
hate
I'm
a
saying.
Roomba.
Your dogs are smart. They're on the same page.
I had one dog that was so terrified wouldn't come out of the bedroom for 2 weeks because we had a Roomba. We got rid of it.
Wow.
The other dog is like sitting on it and riding around on the Roomba. Fredo is just like riding around on the Roomba.
The Roomba doesn't work.
Doesn't.
Anyway.
Sure, no, it absolutely works.
It absolutely does
Ask
not
my
work.
mom. It totally
I had
works.
one. It didn't work at
My
all.
mom says it
was
completely
a waste
works.
Of money.
It doesn't
Your
seem
mom
like
does?
it can work. I don't really understand.
No,
the
it
logic
doesn't
of
do
how
anything.
It,
It gets filled up so fast, and you have to keep
doesn't
it
seem large
and it
enough
gets
to-
stuck
to
and it
get up all
stops
the
underneath
dirt.
under the couch. It's a mess.
Again, you guys and your fear of technology is ridiculous. Ridiculous. We got Anita Marks coming up in 15 minutes. I also, this Westbrook thing.
Oh, I haven't. Okay, sorry. Let me check this email. Let me check the show prep email. Okay, so here's what happened. Got back from the Dodgers game.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the first iteration of what was going around on Twitter.
The first one I saw was Patrick Beverley trying to gather everybody up.
Yes.
Into a huddle on the floor during the game. And Beverly's like reaching out to him.
Like,
and
we
Westbrook's
got to huddle up. We got to get this talk in
total
before.
cold shoulder.
But on the cold shoulder, when Patrick Beverley grabs his hand, he gives him sort of the dead arm, which is even weirder.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing the pregame
I'll just hand
huddle.
you that. The pregame
I'm seeing
huddle.
it right
Okay,
here. I
you
got
got
it up. Thank you.
The pregame huddle is ridiculous. Everybody is gathered around in the key, and Russell Westbrook is nowhere near it. And Phil Handy comes out and says, "What the F are you doing? Get over there with the rest of the team."
Right.
And he didn't.
I don't get this.
This thing is not going to work.
No. I think that's the easiest way to put it. And I believe I had that, Greg. I'm trying to tell y'all. There's no, this is going to figure out, like, either they play this guy and he does what they say, what they want him to do, or he doesn't play. There's no in between with this. And he doesn't appear to be doing anything anybody wants him to do.
No.
At all. That's weird, man.
Now, Westbrook has responded.
We have it.
Jorge, you've got the Westbrook response. Here's what he said today about what happened last night.
All right.
The bench and the rest of the team's like out of the center.
Yeah, it's really weird, man. Pre-game, I've been doing that. Since I've been in the league for years, man. I think they just cut the video, and obviously the internet don't take it and run whatever they need to run with. But I've been doing the same ritual since I've been in the league. I'm pretty sure you guys are probably can attest to that. But as far as the other video, I was actually talking to the coaches, and they cut that video in half as well. I was talking to the coaches about a missed coverage. So, I don't pay no mind to it, man. It's honestly, I'm just trying to compete and do my job. Everything, videos, you get nitpicked. You can cut any video and make anything you want out of it. It's not up to me to be able to judge that. I know I'm a genuine team player. I never had a problem being with my teammates, and I continue to do what I've been doing.
You coming to LA? So he's saying there was some clever video manipulation that demonstrated that he somehow was not being a team guy. Now, you can't. Video does not lie. Watching the video, video does not lie. We can see exactly what happened. We can see everybody gathered together in the key, the entire team, and Westbrook just doing his own thing and Handy chewing him out. We can see this.
Correct. I don't have an actual problem with Russell Westbrook. I do not have an actual problem with what he's saying. However, as an intelligent human being that can critically think, I think that he's failing to understand that what he's stating are his reasons are the problem.
Yeah.
Not the solution.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, you have a full routine that you go through by yourself that you've done every single day you're in the league by yourself without your teammates? Yo, that's weird, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of this is that no, you should not just necessarily be off listening to your coaches. Hey, every once in a while, join your teammates and listen to your teammates. They're the ones you're playing with. And I'm not saying that his stance is wrong or off base or otherwise insubordinate.
Right.
It's just not in step with everybody else.
Okay.
And at a certain point, that's part of this.
I'm going to stop you, and we're going to continue this coming up next. And if you want to, 877-710-ESPN on the Westbrook thing. The Westbrook thing is just, it's just not going to work, people. Does anybody believe this is going to work? We'll get into that coming up next for you. Mason in Ireland, Clinton is in for John, 710 ESPN.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100 or play all season long at cover5.com.
Just leave me alone. That's what Russell Westbrook looked like last night during the Lakers preseason game at Crypto.com Arena. And, you know, at this point, you know, we were just talking about this off the air. John Wallum.
Yeah.
John Wallum. By the way, your name has become a verb.
What?
To John Wall.
To John Wall. To be John Wall.
John Walled.
John Wall, by the way, who wrote a great story about what it was like for his struggles coming back to the NBA. Really rooting for that guy on a personal level.
Sure.
From the Clippers side. But, yeah, I think you're right. Mainly because, like, I think we've learned in the last probably 5 seasons of the NBA, Mace, we've learned so much about how public optics in the NBA really do matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as much as we can talk about, you think about like the Draymond situation, oh, that happened behind closed doors, stuff like this happens all the time. Or you think about what's happening with the Nets. Oh, these guys are just kind of beefing in the media, nobody really cares. Well, their season turned on its head and they were terrible.
Right.
And now in the NBA, it is fair to understand that if your team is publicly beefing, you're probably not going to do very well.
Right.
That is a very real part of where we are with sort of the NBA ecosystem, I think, communicatively. And so this isn't some situation where you can look at it and just say, oh, they got it under control, obviously. It's just a matter of playing basketball. No, it's not. It's bigger than that. And for as much as Westbrook can give you on the court potentially, whatever you're sacrificing in camaraderie, I think is just too big to leverage against at this point. It doesn't make sense to me, depending on, and I don't want to be a body language reader guy, but I can listen to the things that the people say, and I can watch the basketball, and I can see that this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the video is not cleverly manipulated. It is exactly what happened last night. We can see it. And yeah, I'm gonna take Russ's side here for a second. We all reach a point in life where we are who we are. We do what we do. We want what we want. That's where Russell Westbrook is.
Some of us in this room might be there.
I mean, I'm certainly there.
That's what
I want what I want. Do what I do. Take it or leave it.
Right.
And I think that's the message Russell Westbrook is conveying by not going to the team huddle and not listening to Patrick Beverley when everybody's trying to gather up and all those video clips that are out there. He's just like, I'm Russell Westbrook. This is how I do things. I don't really care what anybody thinks about it.
And that's why this is so kind of distressing to hear him say, oh, well, I've been doing this routine ever since I got into the league. Y'all just found out about it. And to then say, oh, well, I was listening to advice from coaches. I wasn't listening to my team. Neither one of those options is necessarily what anybody wants. It doesn't make them bad.
Right.
But it's just an indication of sort of how he operates, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's to your point. He does what he does.
Yeah.
You want to fall in line, fall in line. But last time I checked, the Larry O'Brien Trophy wasn't walking through that door with Russell Westbrook's hands around it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it never has. And so, like, at some point, the Lakers have to make a decision on whether or not this is something they want to deal with. And I almost think this is well out of sort of the LeBron territory. I think we're into the front office of the team legitimately has to make a decision on what they're going to do from a money and a roster spot standpoint, because it's clear that this is well beyond any of the guys on the team now.
Yes.
Whatever workouts him and Patrick Beverley had in the offseason clearly did not have an effect.
No.
And what LeBron says from a leadership standpoint is immaterial because he's going to do what he wants.
Let me throw another wrinkle in here. This is another subtle sign. Okay. Anthony Davis last night. By the way, 877-710-ESPN. You want to ring through anything World Series. I'm planning ahead. NLDS, what happened with Westbrook, all that stuff. Straight to the title. All right.
Wow.
I trust coach. This is Anthony Davis talking about himself in the third person.
Okay.
He said, I trust coach's decision. I mean, I'm pretty sure he heard AD wants to play the 4, so he knows where I stand. But at the end of the day, I want to win. So if that's me playing the 5, that's what it's got to be. All of the most effective Laker lineups over the last couple of years have had Anthony Davis at the 5. And he's still expressing, I like to play the 4. I want to. Now, he says he will play the 5.
Right.
But again, there's just something subtly not right about that.
What don't you like about it?
I don't like people who talk about themselves in the third person.
Really?
That's one thing.
Really?
That's the thing about Steve Mason. He hates people who talk about themselves in the third person.
He only did it once.
Yeah, he only did it
and
once.
I sort of feel like he was referring to like his basketball persona.
Right.
AD wants to play the 4, but I feel that I can play the 5.
I guess what I'm expecting is for him to fully embrace playing the 5.
I don't think
because that's what Darvin has talked about, and we do not have size on our roster.
How long do you think? Let's just say, and I want to bring Greg in on this as well because he's a major Laker honk.
Yep.
Give me a holiday or special day by which you think this is going to gel. Yes.
Gel.
I'll give you Halloween. I'll give you Thanksgiving. I'll give you Christmas. I'll give you New Year's Day.
Easter. No, Easter we could be totally screwed by Easter.
Exactly.
No, I think we'll know New Year's.
That was awesome, by the way. Easter. I did not have that. I was not even close to that. New Year's to gel.
Yeah, New Year's to gel.
That's
we'll
a
know
long
what we've
time.
got at New Year's.
That's a long time to gel.
Well, they're not playing for the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. They're playing for the 6, the 7, the 8.
They're playing for the 8 seed.
They're playing for the play-in tournament.
You think the
right, which means
of the season
literally
is
playing
9,
for
10.
the 8 seed.
I would argue that if Anthony Davis, huge if Anthony Davis and LeBron stay healthy and play, that there's no reason why this team can't be the 6.
How many times have you said that in the last 3 years?
I think I said it 3 times this week.
I mean, let's just be real.
That's the standard take on the list. If they stay,
So including a highly combustible Russell situation, including a new head coach, including Patrick Beverly being who knows what.
Yep.
You think that there's still just standard issue? LeBron and AD are there. They're in 6 company. I don't think so, man.
They've got 2 of the 10 best players in the game when healthy.
They were 15 games under 500 last
year. Yeah, I know, but those guys missed tons of games.
How many games were they
Anthony
under 500
Davis
last
played 30-something, and LeBron played 50 maybe.
Okay, so they make how many games under 500 were they last year?
16.
16.
Yeah.
So let's just say all those things happen. You think that they not only get to 500, they surpass it? That's what I'm saying.
I do.
Wow.
I'm with you though. I think I'm with Mace though. If let's say we do the Mace thing and we John Wall, Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
I think this team will gel a lot better and can actually be pretty good.
Let me
Like a
sneak
6
in a
seed.
phone call.
So by
here.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. There you go. Let me go to Chad in Santa Clarita. Hey, Chad, you're on 710. What's up, man?
Hey, Mace, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, yeah, I heard you guys talking about video doesn't lie, and the only video that I saw that it was one angle of Westbrook, and you can't even see Westbrook in the video. You just see everybody else kind of trying to call him over, but you can't even see Westbrook. So I think that people just make a big deal about one angle. I want to see the other angle of Westbrook and what he actually was doing. I don't think he was intentionally shading his teammates.
Chad, but let me ask you this. You realize where we are at this point. We're Zapruder filming in-game videos of a guy to prove that he's in sync with his team. This cannot be good no matter what videos you see, no?
Yeah, no, I mean, you make a good point on that. I understand that it's not perfect, and, this whole thing with Westbrook has been crazy, and I think just being in L.A. kind of makes it bigger than it really is, but obviously, as a Laker fan, I just want everything to work out. And, obviously, if AD and LeBron can be healthy, that's what we need.
All right. Hey, Chad, thank you very much for the phone call. David was at the game last night, NLDS game number 2. Hey, David, what's up?
Hey, how are you guys? Thanks for taking my call, Steve.
Yeah.
So I was at the Lakers game yesterday.
Oh, at the Lakers game. Okay, got it.
Stand on point.
Yeah, I was at the game, and I was sitting behind the basket about, I would say, like 5-6 rows back.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, as a Laker fan, I really do hope that this could work out. I want the best for Russ. But seriously, there was times at the game where Russ was coming off the bench, and as fans, we were cheering to get this guy motivated. But I don't think this is going to work. You could tell yesterday all the fans were into it. They were backing him. They were supporting him. He shot a couple of threes that didn't go in. Nobody booed him. I'm telling you, every time he came in off the bench, we were all cheering. But there's something about Russ that he's just not feeling it, and I don't think this is going to work. It's sad to say.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much for the phone call. Very optimistic take.
The ick factor is where we are. You know how they say is when you get the ick for something, you just can't. That's kind of feels like where Russell is, or maybe even they are with him, Not great.
Yeah, it is not good. It is not good. And I still think there's a possibility that he gets traded. In season.
That seems extra hectic just because bringing in extra people, I don't know. I don't think that that's a bad option, but I do think that we're at a point now where, man, how much can you mess with the chemistry of this roster over and over and over again, bringing new guys mid-season, that's end of season, turning things over. Like, at some point you got to play with the guys you got or, make a choice.
But with Russ, I think it might be addition by subtraction.
That's possible. I just, again, you're still bringing them into the LeBron zone, though. All new guys, you know what I mean? And whenever you're dealing with LeBron James, new guys, it's always a question of whether or not they're going to work with LeBron. And we can see that Russell hasn't, so we don't know what's happened.
So I actually want to go back to something you said earlier.
Yeah.
You said you're not the smartest person in your family because you're really smart. Like, who's the smartest person in your family?
Easily. This is not close. My doctor, Kim Yates, my sister, Dr. Kim Yates, who is a PhD of English. She teaches other teachers. She is the dean of education at a high school.
Yeah,
and she teaches other teachers how to be better teachers.
So she's super smart.
She's super smart, yes.
Yeah.
I was there when she presented her PhD defense. It was cool.
I can honestly say I think I am the smartest person in my family. I think that's true.
Greg, where are you in the Bergman Power Rankings of smart people?
Probably third of 4.
Third of 4?
Wow.
Yeah.
Making the medal
probably.
stand, though.
Yeah, I made it.
Who's the smartest person in the family?
Between my dad and my brother, but I'd probably say my dad.
That's probably safe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably
My
safe
brother's
in case
much
he was
smarter than
out
I
there.
am.
Well, your brother, I've dealt with his
Yeah.
brother. His brother's
he's
a cannabis attorney. I've worked with him on some projects and stuff. And
Oh,
he's
some projects.
very smart human.
Very
really?
smart.
Okay.
Very
That's
calm.
good to know.
Jorge, what about you? Are you the smartest person in the family?
I don't even chart, man.
You're not even on the chart.
Not
Who's the
even on
smartest
chart.
person
I
in your
think
family?
my mother is.
Is she?
Yeah.
What
I
about
don't
her?
even chart.
What about her?
She's beautiful. She's smart. You know, she's my mother.
She runs the show?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's me. I don't have great street smarts.
You don't say.
I'm super naive.
You look like a Venice hobo, but you don't have great street smarts.
I'm super naive. So I think I told this story before, but
I don't chart because I'm the smartest.
I'm too trusting.
Yes,
I
believe
trust
that.
people
I can
too
see
much.
That. I could see that being the case.
So years ago, I was, and this is my first time in LA. God, it was like 1987, and camcorders were a big deal.
Okay.
And I thought,
Videos
okay,
don't lie. We heard this before.
I'm going to go home for Christmas, and this guy at a gas station says, "Hey, I've got some camcorders. Do you want one?"
Some hot camcorders?
And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." He said, "Okay, it's $100 for a
12
camcorder."
times optical zoom and everything.
Yeah. And it's $100.
We're talking big or like
no, like little
viewfinder,
camcorder
okay.
kind of thing. And so I said, "I don't have $100 on me." He said, "Show up tomorrow at exactly the same time with $100, and I'll get you a camcorder." I'm like, "All right."
This is how people were doing business in the 80s.
So I pull into the gas station the next day, and the guy is there, and he says, "Okay, let me get in your car. We'll drive over to where the camcorders are." And I said, "Give me the money and I'll be right back." And I said, "No, I'm not going to give you the money without the camcorder." He said, "Well, give me 60. I'm like, "That seems reasonable. I'll give you 60. It's kind of a down payment on the camcorder." Never comes back.
Of course not.
Never comes back.
Of course not.
I was so trusting. I'm so naive. Still, I trust everybody.
So why do you think you're the smartest person again?
I said I don't have street smarts. I have a beautiful mind, but I don't have
the math ain't mathing on that one, Steve.
You don't think so?
No.
Just because I'm trusting.
First of all, I was not doing business on the street in 1987.
Yeah,
but I can tell you that at 6 years old that I was in 1987,
Yeah.
even I would not have done that.
Yeah, you wouldn't fall into
I
that trick.
would not have gone
Yeah.
for the old banana in the tailpipe, as they like to say.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb. In that respect, I'm dumb. I tend to trust people. But I'm telling you, this is a beautiful mind. You can't even imagine what's going on in here.
No, in fact, I cannot.
Yeah. All right, coming up next for you, our friend Anita Marks, who I just found out, who you know is a big dog person.
Correct.
We'll do some gambling, and I want to hear about her dogs coming up next, too. She's got Bet LA coming up tonight here at 8 on 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about our friends Isaac and Roy at Mirror Audio Video. It is the best time of year. Football, basketball, hockey, playoff baseball. One question. How's your TV?
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win a mill.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code
right now is Anita Marks. Bet LA is on Thursday night, tonight at 8 p.m. It is sponsored by Teza. Get more focus, get more energy in your daily life with Teza nutrient pouches. Visit TezaEnergy.com and make your mouth happy. So, Anita, I didn't know this until Clinton told me you're a big dog person. I'm a huge dog person.
Hi, Anita.
Hi. Yes, at one point in time, I had 5 dogs. In a 980 square foot apartment here in New York City.
Yep.
My oldest dog was 23, which I think
wow.
Yes. 23, and then my second oldest was 18. Unfortunately, I just lost both of them in the last year and a half. Mm-hmm. But I have 3 more. And so my 2 oldest were rat terriers, and I called them the Golden Girls. And I have 3 Chihuahuas, and I call them the Littles. So I still have 3 left.
Nice. Yeah, you sent a picture. I'll retweet that. Anita's dog. I'm a huge dog person. Clinton's dog person, and we love our dogs. So 4 is a handful. How did you get your dogs to live? So I've got one who's 16. I can't imagine she's going to make it to 23.
Don't say that.
Well, I mean.
This is listen, this is what I don't know. Like I tell people all the time, like I treat my dog, like I feed my dogs non-grain. Like I feed my dogs as if they have like celiacs, right? Like, like how does a dog live long? Well, you buy it expensive food, right?
Right.
And I don't know if they're advertising with you, but like Farmer's Dog, we need to get them on board as an advertiser.
Let's get them on.
I mean,
all right.
I know, right?
Calling
because
them out.
I truly feel like, you know, the healthier food you feed your dog, the longer they're going to live. So I don't, you know, I'm not doing witchcraft here. It's just you take good care of your dogs, they'll live long.
Right. All right. So Anita, last week you warned me about the Rams, and I was there. And it was worse than you thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So this.
It sounds like you need a hug. I'm across the country.
Yeah, I won't be hugging you today.
Sorry.
Guys.
No.
I'm not available for those services.
It's very disappointing. It's very difficult to handle. But I think, you know, we talked to Sean McVay yesterday, and I strongly believe. Now, I would not. point spread is enormous. Point spread, I think, is 10 points in that game. I would not
Yes, it
lay
is.
the points
The
by
Rams
any
game is
stretch of
10
the imagination.
10 points?
10-point favorites
Wow.
over Carolina.
I wouldn't do it either.
With P.J. Walker at quarter. I think they will win the game, and Ireland makes fun of me because I think this is a must-win game for the Rams. I think they absolutely must win. It's the weakest team on your schedule. They just fired their coach. Some guy named P.J. Walker is playing quarterback, and you got San Francisco and Tampa Bay coming up next. You've got to win that game. That's why I think on the money line, the Rams are a good bet. What do you think?
I think Carolina getting 10 is the good bet. I just got off the phone with David Newton, who covers this Carolina Panthers team, and this is a team that's rejuvenated. Keep in mind, a lot of guys in that locker room know that now that Matt Rule's gone, they don't have that guy in their corner that brought them in free agency. They don't have that guy in their corner who drafted them in the NFL draft. They know they're going to have to ball out the remainder of the season in order to get that deal they want or get re-signed or whatever the case may be, because somebody else is going to come in to run the ship, and they got to make sure that they still have a job next season. So also, don't sleep on P.J. Walker now. Everybody in this locker room loves P.J. Walker. Like, everybody loves P.J. Walker. 2-0 in his 2 starts with a point differential of 54-10.
Mm-hmm.
And I buried the lead here, guys. Really, it's not so much about the Carolina Panthers. It's more about how horrendous this Rams offense is. And Carolina, top 10 in pressure rate. And they blitz 33%. So if that Rams offensive line and Matthew Stafford don't find a way to not get sacked and not turn the ball over with that Carolina Panthers defense, like take P.J. Walker out of the equation, they do have talent on that offense. I think the play here is Carolina getting 10. Now, I do believe the Rams win. I do believe the Rams win. But if you're telling me and I'm not putting money on this game.
No,
I am not.
You're shying away from the game altogether.
I am not putting money on this game. But if I was to wager it, I think the play would be Carolina getting the points.
Anita, let me ask you in general, this season in the NFL, a lot of bad football, quite frankly.
You've been talking to Tom?
Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, in general, I'm wondering from those in the...
Sorry, Tom. We all can't be you.
In the wagering business, how has this season been different more generally in terms of, who you're deciding to take money on, what you're deciding to spend on? Like, nobody has looked like anybody's any good, to be quite frank, outside of like 2 teams this season.
Yeah, I do a deep dive into trends, right? And so for example, you've got both the Giants and the Packers who are coming back from London who aren't going into a bye week. So guys, the fourth quarter,
I didn't even think that was
they're going to be spent. Yeah. They're going to be spent.
So it's the Giants and the
Packers who are coming back from London.
Yep.
So you want to bet the Jets in the fourth quarter, and you want to bet the Ravens in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Because by the time those 2 teams get to the fourth, there's going to be no gas left in that tank. Right. So little things like that. Like, so for example, folks, this might shock some folks. Do you know the Seattle Seahawks have the second best offense in the NFL behind the Buffalo Bills?
Geno Smith
Eugene Cyril Smith III. Don't forget his name.
And do you know that the Arizona Cardinals have been outscored 38-0 in the first quarter? They have not put up a point.
Wow.
In the first.
So you're loving Seattle? Was it Seattle minus?
I love Seattle in the first quarter. I love Seattle in the first half. It's my best bet this week.
What about the? I'm going to get to USC, but what about the? There are 2 really, really big games. Dallas is at Philadelphia. And I've got it as Philly minus, best you can get, 6.5. Where are you on that game?
So, here's the thing. As great as the Cooper Rush story is, right? Like, you love to see a backup quarterback come in and do well.
Yeah, he threw for 78 yards against the Rams.
Exactly. He's only tossed 6 touchdowns in 5 games. Sorry, that's not going to suffice with this Fly Eagles team. It is not. I mean, they are just offensively, they are a juggernaut. And so, also, you've got Michael Parsons, who's dealing with a groin issue. He said that he's going to play. I don't doubt it. But will he be a shell of himself? Potentially, right? Yep. Here's another thing. Dallas in the red zone, they rank 30th in regard to just getting into the red zone.
Right.
They can't even get in within 20 yards of the touchdown.
By the way,
20th.
even in the game against the Rams, the offense was pretty incompetent. I mean, Tony Pollard broke a tackle and went to the house, and the Rams handed him 10 points on turnovers. So it was not a productive offensive day for Dallas. It was just the Rams kind of handed it to him.
So I just don't think they're going to have enough.
So you like Philly? Would you bet Philly minus 6.5?
Yes, and and run, don't walk. Get to the window now before this jumps up to 7. You get it at 6.5. It's great. Also, I'm going to use the Eagles as a 2-team 6-point teaser. So you take 2 teams and you use the 6 points and you go one direction or the other. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go in the direction of the Eagles and I'm going to tease them down to 0.5 point.
Speaking of craptastic NFL games, what about today's matchup?
Oh, boy.
Thursday Night Football. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, Prime Video deserves a refund for tonight and last week.
I'm on the Bears. I'm going to play the Bears on the money line. I think they win straight up. Listen, this Washington, Bram Weinstein, who's part of the broadcast team.
I know Bram.
Yeah, so I've been texting with him all day. Washington is a disaster, man. Yeah. I mean, Ron Rivera, what he said, now having to go back and apologize to Carson Wentz. Carson, this is the third team, and the third time he's been thrown under the bus by an organization. Something's up. You know, I've spoken to some cats who played with him in Philadelphia. There's just something off. He's just not a locker room guy. Ron Rivera's comments, I don't think are going to bode well. And listen, this is a Bears team, even though they've lost their last 2, but they only lost by 1 score. Their offense is coming around. It's becoming, you know, Justin Fields is finally throwing the ball a little bit. And so, you know, I think it's going to be an ugly game. But I think at the end of the day, especially weather conditions, our wind is like 25, 30 miles an hour right now at Soldier Field. So, and the Bears can run the ball extremely well. You get that 1-2 punch in the backfield with Montgomery and Herbert. So I'm on the Bears tonight. It's going to be ugly, but I'm on the Bears.
Probably the showcase. I think the showcase game of the week is Buffalo at Kansas City.
Definitely.
Last time these two teams played, it was just an extraordinary playoff game. I think they scored 4 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes.
One of the better football games I've ever seen in my life, yeah.
What do you like in this game?
So Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes as a home dog? I'm taking the points. Are you kidding me? I mean, come on. Mahomes is 7-0-1 against the spread as a home dog. You know, Kansas City, their defense, Chris Jones, here's the weakness with the Buffalo Bills, okay? Mm-hmm. The Buffalo Bills' interior offensive line is ranked 26th in the NFL. Now they're going to be going up against Chris Jones. So I'm not saying that he's going to get to Josh Allen because Josh Allen is so elusive and, of course, such a great athlete. But he's going to disrupt things. On top of that, Kansas City gets Trent McDuffie back, one of their DBs, which is great. The Bills, as we know, they've got a lot of issues in the secondary. They still have a lot of their starters. Tre'Davious White is still out. They've still got a lot of starters that aren't going to be playing. They play a lot of zone coverage, which Mahomes thrives in. And here's a really good nugget for you. Brad Allen is going to be the officiating crew for this game. Home teams win 62% of the time straight up with Brad Allen reffing since 2016. Okay? And
that's a mind-bogglingly deep cut, Anita.
Wait, it gets even better. Home dogs cover at 67% with Brad Allen.
Jump all over that Brad Allen. Brad Allen.
I'm going to be Brad Allen for
Brad
Halloween.
Allen, man. That Brad Allen, I tell you. He's all about the home team. He's all about the home teams. Listen, don't sleep. I always love to do a deep dive to find out what refs are officiating what games because the trends hold true and they're usually up in the 60 or 75% rate in regard to the trends. Don't sleep. I mean, it's a thing. It's refs are interesting creatures of nature. So it's a thing.
Last thing for you. I was at the Coliseum on Saturday night for the USC victory over Washington State. It was, I thought, a very polished win, very solid win. There were no great style points, but they held them to 14 points, a spread offense. Now they're going to Utah. Utah's coming off a loss to UCLA, also undefeated. The spread I've got is Utah -3. Where are you on that game?
Yeah, I jumped on it at +3.5. Are you kidding me? USC is a better team, and they're getting points. I don't get this. I don't understand. Now I get the best competition that they faced was Oregon State, and what 40? I think they're 43rd in the country. Utah's ranked 21st.
Yes,
but yeah, listen, I watched that UCLA game. I have money on UCLA. They got manhandled in the trenches, hat on hat. They got destroyed. Their defense isn't great. I was watching Colin Cowherd today, and I was trying to think the quarterback guru, Carson Palmer's brother, Jesse Palmer.
Jesse Palmer
was on.
Right.
He said, this is a very strong statement. He said Caleb Williams is the next Patrick Mahomes in the NFL. Okay, so USC plus 2.33 turnover margin so far this season. So I'm all over USC. I think the wrong team is favored here. Give me the better team in the points. I do like it at 3.5. I got it at 3.5. If you want to buy the hook, it's fine. But guys, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see this matchup with Addison going up against Clark Phillips.
Yeah.
So you have arguably the best wide receiver in the country going up against arguably the best corner in the country. That's going to be a great matchup to watch.
Well, there's a little bit of Anita Marks for today. Now, you do this for 3 hours tonight?
Yes. So we'll talk Rams. We're going to talk Chargers. We're going to talk Major League Baseball series.
Yep.
What's going on with the Dodgers? Play tomorrow.
What do you think on the Dodgers? I didn't know you were doing
This is
Dodgers.
very important.
Yeah,
and I have to talk with this man for an hour and a half more. So please don't wreck his mood.
Yeah, I mean NLDS game number 2 last night.
Yeah, I don't think you. I like the Padres plus 1.5. I like the Padres on the run line. Starting pitching. Let me ask you, how healthy is your starting pitcher?
He's going to give us 4 innings and 75 pitches.
Okay.
But
all right,
Anita, let me give you a point of information.
Because he only went 2 innings. He only went 2 innings back on October 3rd.
Let me give you a point of information.
And really what seals it for me is Blake Snell has just been unbelievable. I slept on this Padres team against the Mets. I lost a boatload of money in that Mets Padres series. Blake Snell has been just on fire. And so I like the pitching matchup with the Padres. So give me the Padres on the run line.
Well, I mean, it's sort of a mixed bag. I think you think the Rams are going to win. USC you love. You like the Padres tomorrow night in NLDS game number 3. So yeah. Mixed batting average.
Mace is wishy-washy on you right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but you're a dog lover, so I love you. You're on tonight at 8 p.m., right? And you're going to do 3 hours?
I am. So yes, I'm going to do 3 hours.
Cool.
We're going to talk all things NFL, some Major League Baseball. We got the NBA coming up. So
awesome. Bet LA is on tonight at 8. Anita, thanks very much for coming on. We appreciate it a lot, and we'll be listening.
Thank you, guys.
What'd you do?
I was walking up to look at the baseball field. I've never been to their baseball field, and I was talking to a class, and one of the teachers was showing me over there, and they're right next to each other, their practice field. And so I was just sort of casually looking over, and the guy goes, "Hey, close practice." I was like, "All right, bro. I'm just looking at the yard, bro. Sorry."
Yeah.
But he made me leave. So.
Yeah, there you go. All right, coming up next, I want to ask you something about your Twitter handle, which is weird right now. Also, it's National English Language Day, and I've got a question that comes up all the time. You've got an English teacher in the family.
Yes.
So you probably have accumulated some of this information.
Sure.
But I've got a specific question for you about grammar.
Wow.
That is coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
So Dodgers lose last night, 5-3. Interesting. I mean, that game had everything.
Good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good baseball game.
Yes. Good Major League Baseball postseason matchup.
With a goose.
With a goose.
Very rarely seen.
A goose who poses like Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I'm looking at Twitter today, and your Twitter handle is taking back the Sunday scaries.
Yes.
So
it's a twofold explanation.
What the hell does that mean?
So are you familiar with spooky display names? No. So there was a thing that started, and this is probably giving away my age and like where I used to live, but like there was a thing that like people used to do, right? Which was it's a great job. Now I'm in the zone. Wow. People would change their display names on Twitter to something like kind of scary sounding.
Okay.
And then it moved from that to like you kind of find a good play on words.
Yep.
And then you'd find something really smart that just kind of scared people or whatever. So people would put like, my scary DN name is like World Hunger or whatever, which is a whole other level. But I decided to do it this year. And this is probably the last thing that I do that's still like very festive on Twitter.
Okay.
And on top of that, do you know what the Sunday Scaries are?
I have the Sunday Scaries every single Sunday. As they roll Sunday Night Football, I'm thinking,
the Sunday Scaries are weird.
Yeah.
And I thought to use that play on words and Taking Back Sunday, which is a great pop emo. Don't get on my junk for getting that title wrong in terms of the category, but they're just a band.
Okay.
So I'm taking back Scary Sundays.
Okay.
I no longer have Sunday Scaries.
I do.
I try to
Your
minimize
Twitter handle
those.
has no impact on the fact that I have Sunday Scaries.
Are you a Halloween guy?
I hate Halloween. We've talked about this. I cannot stand Halloween.
Why not?
It's so junky. It's just so junky. Like my neighborhood, some people are lucky. They live in the neighborhood where everybody puts up Christmas lights, right? And it's really cool during the holiday. I live in the neighborhood where they put a 10-foot spider on the side of the house.
I love that.
And all that cottony stuff on all the and by the way, it rained, so now the cottony stuff is hanging off. And then there's an inflatable clown, inflatable ghost in the middle of somebody's front yard. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I feel like I'm at Universal Scary Park or whatever the hell that is.
This is primarily like an HOA level issue for you.
Well,
it's not a problem with the actual holiday.
I've never been into Halloween. Like, I quit trick-or-treating when I was probably 12. I said, that's it.
Okay.
I'm not dressing up. I'm not playing these reindeer games anymore.
I didn't like Halloween when I was a kid because I didn't like
I hate Halloween.
I didn't like the idea of, like, forced costumes.
Yeah.
That was always bad news for me. I'm like, if I don't want to dress up, I'm not going to dress up. I didn't really like Halloween in high school either because I didn't really like anything in high school that didn't involve, let's just say, wellness and playing sports.
Yes.
In college, I really liked Halloween. Halloween was fun.
Well, we went to Ohio U, which had a big Halloween
went to Ohio.
party.
I went to Miami, and we used to go to Ohio every once in a while, and go to OU every once in a while for that.
But that was just an excuse to get drunk.
That was an excuse to get drunk, but we did dress up and we would wear like team outfits. That was cool. That was the first time I'd ever experienced that. As an adult, Halloween became a little more lame to me, but then, Mace, I started working in television.
Oh, right. So you probably have to do it, right?
Halloween is a fantastic television holiday. I'm not dressing up this year, but I have in previous years. But here's why it's great. Greg, you'll understand this. You can wear a costume. Everybody will see your costume. But you don't have to go out in your costume and be around other people. That is the clutch part about why Halloween is such a great television.
Well, they canceled. I don't know if you ever went to the West Hollywood Halloween. It's spectacular. It's like
I love a good costume party.
Juan and I went one year as Bert and Ernie.
How'd that go?
Oh, it's very funny. very,
That's a
very
good bit.
funny.
Yeah. Team costumes always work better than singular costumes.
But they just clutter up my neighborhood. I'm like, come on, get this house.
You're gonna get out there with an airsoft gun and start blasting down people?
I just am I the only one that doesn't like this total?
Yes,
you are.
There's a 10-foot spider on the side of somebody's house.
If it was a 20-foot skeleton, I would go see it today.
Yeah, absolutely. John Ireland does the old man voice, but you're sounding like the old man.
No, screw you. I just don't like Halloween. I've never liked Halloween.
Do you not even support the children trick or treating?
No kids come to my house.
Of course they don't. Because you have a robot dog that's trying to kill them.
No, because Bergman, have you been to my house? I'm on sort of a side street kind of thing.
So you got to go up these big steps.
Yeah, so nobody comes to my house. So I'm like, screw it. I always have a bowl full of Reese's peanut butter cups just in case.
Perfect for haunted house.
Yeah,
you should
I'm
put
not
signs
doing a
that
friggin'
lead you up there,
haunted
and then they
house.
knock on your door, and then you give them candy.
You put webs going around the sides.
Exactly.
Like going all
You put a big
there.
old spider, Oogie Boogie, like inflatable outside of it.
We could really do it up.
By the way, how'd that TikTok go in the break that you were trying to tape there?
I don't think I quite nailed it. Did not nail the TikTok.
How many times do you typically? What's your average? Like, we're gonna go Anita Marks on this. What's your average rehearsal per TikTok and when you have to participate in those? Because I see they stick cameras in your face a lot, Mace. I will give you credit for participating.
Do this.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, well, I'm doing a bunch of things all at once. I'm sorry. I don't recall is it Sophia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sophia, who's our TikTok. She's an intern here, and she does a great job and all that stuff. But I totally screwed up my TikTok. I'll do it.
It's kind of amazing, though, too, because you nail reads first time every single time.
Yeah,
without
cold
fail.
reads. I'm Captain Cold Read.
Sure.
You can put anything in front of me. I can deliver.
That's a good. That is a Halloween costume I can endorse.
One take Jake.
Captain Cold Read.
Yeah. One take
I
Mace.
hate Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah, I hate Halloween. Wow. All right. Coming up next for you, Bobcat. Bergman's going to throw a bunch of stuff at us. At 3 o'clock, I want to talk about Daniel Snyder.
Ashburnistan. We have a lot to talk about.
There's a lot going on there. All right, stream live sports and original content with ESPN Plus today. You get access to the award-winning 30.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
and has stated many times that he doesn't want to leave. Smart or not, that's up to him. He recently just said that he wants to win as a Trailblazer. I want to win a championship where I am. I don't think I would feel the same joy and happiness if I did it elsewhere. Where is the line between loyalty and victories? And is he a Hall of Famer without the championship?
He's a Hall of Famer without the championship.
Why?
Basketball
Because
Hall
of
of
the
Fame doesn't mean a ton to me.
preponderance of evidence. He's been an unbelievably successful player, dynamic player. I'm sure he shows up on all the scoring lists and all that kind of stuff. What I've read is that he wants to be in Portland to pass Clyde Drexler as the leading scorer in Blazers history. And if he does that, maybe then he'll spring himself to a place he can win.
I had not thought of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Good call. I like that. Also, the Basketball Hall of Fame threshold, low.
Very.
Very low.
I mean, it's like high school, college.
I'm not going to say that it's not impressive to make a Hall of Fame, but as far as the 4 major sports go in this country, it is the lowest barrier to entry because it is not about your professional career. It's about all of the basketball you've played. So.
And by the way, I do think so. At the end of the day, I think he will go chase a ring somewhere.
Oh, so you think he will leave?
I think he will after he surpasses Clyde Drexler's all-time Blazers scoring record.
How far away is he from that?
I don't know. I just read an article about that. That's his thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his thing. Actually, I've got it right here, as a matter of fact.
You ever been to Portland, Greg?
No, I would love to go, though.
Portland is where people go when they fail in L.A.
For those of you not watching on the stream, he did that and then tucked away from the microphone because he knew that was a foul comment. Portland, very...
All my friends who flame out moved to Portland.
Portland, very quiet city. I'm a reasonably loud person, but even in like loud places in Portland, people are very quiet. It's very odd. Very strange.
That is very odd. Did you find the stat that you're looking for? Or do
No,
you want to go to Bobcat?
didn't find it. Go to
We're going to
Bobcat.
Bobcat. All right, so one of our very loyal listeners, Clinton, you know her, Siobhan.
Yeah.
Oh, Siobhan. I met Siobhan at
Yes.
the Mandy Awards.
Yeah.
Yes,
We love
very
Siobhan.
nice. She had a tweet this morning about how she hates the people that drive in the exit lane on the freeway and then stop traffic by trying to get back onto the freeway.
Yep.
How often do you do this?
Okay, describe it again.
So you're on the exit lane to
Right.
get off.
And
to
you
get
basically
off the
where it
freeway.
says exit only.
Yeah, so you're on that one lane.
Yep.
And you're going to get off the freeway, but instead you cut back into the lane to get back onto the freeway and sometimes stop to get back into that.
You know, I tend to always know generally where I'm going, so I know if I'm in the exit lane, I'm about to exit, and if I know I'm not exiting, then I'm not in that lane. I don't understand the crisis.
I'll explain. I'll explain. Number one, this is a highly dangerous maneuver on all levels. So I'm with Siobhan.
All the time.
But here's the other thing. If you don't know where you're going and you're using GPS, sometimes it'll do that to you. Like where you know how like sometimes the exit lanes will be like a little side corridor thing.
Right.
It'll put you on those going on and off them the entire way as a way to avoid like congestion, which is unsafe and it's weird, but people do it all the time and it doesn't work. Like I'm totally with Siobhan. It's reckless.
You know what's interesting? I've grown to love driving in L.A.
I don't mind driving in LA.
Me too. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
I never know what I'm going to get.
Are you a surface streets or a freeway person?
I'm a freeway person, man. I zig and zag all over the freeway on my way home.
I've never heard
fun with that.
Traffic and fun in the same sentence.
Traffic, fun. I'm all in, man. This is part of the deal. It's part of the etiquette LA experience. I'm always curious about what happens when I'm on the freeway at 2 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, everything stops. There's a SIG alert. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
You turn on KNX and you try to figure it out. I think
2 a.m. in the morning? When's the last time you were on the freeway at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Never. Not right now.
I was going to say, you didn't go to the Dodgers game.
Think. So. Okay, Dodger game the other night, like 11 o'clock.
All right.
11.
So 2 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Eastern time, exactly.
No, but I wrote it. I wrote
construction at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's a normal thing.
That's the worst too. They close the freeways and everything.
Close the freeway altogether. Yeah.
I rode in an Uber with a guy who was in a what are those cars called? Telstars.
Teslas?
No. It's not a Tesla. There's something called, it's something.
A Subaru kind of?
No.
It's called a Telstar?
I think there's like a name for
Chrysler?
it.
Car?
I think that's like out of Star Wars.
No. Put the money into and it
There's
gives
something.
Everybody onto the Telstar.
you put all the change into it and it gives you cash.
That's a phone card in Mexico.
Now I got to look this up, but that's a phone card in
It is.
Mexico.
It's full service.
There's like a car. It's not a Tesla.
no, it's
People, help me
Coinstar, I
out,
think.
listeners. I can't remember the name of this car. Anyway, it's like some It's not an off-brand, but it's like some non-Tesla Tesla. Anyway.
There's Telstar satellites.
Oh, man.
I don't think you're writing it.
There's
satellite.
an instrument called a Testar.
I'm getting my phone. I'm going to the app, and I'm looking up
There's the Telstar National Air and Space
I'm looking
Museum.
up this stupid ride. Anyway.
But there's a right way to do this in the exit lane, by the way, too.
Yes,
what is it?
there is.
If you're going on the exit lane, you have to find a spot where there's a large space between the cars that you can get into. Otherwise, you don't stop. You cannot stop and block that exit. You either try and find that spot, or you actually get off of the freeway and back onto the freeway.
Okay, got it.
Right, I agree.
Advice, well taken. Very sage advice.
History. Hold on. What
The
car did
Ford
this guy have?
Telstar is an automobile that was sold by Ford in Asia, Australia, and
Polestar
Africa.
found it.
What?
Polestar.
Oh, Polestar.
Yes.
Is that what Ireland
what
went
the hell
to?
That's what this guy had, and he was zooming around town like he thought he was in some superhero movie, and he was like all mad at me because I was not acknowledging the fact that he was playing really loud hip-hop and thinking he was cool, and I was just ignoring him, so he was driving like a nutso all over the daggone road and kept looking back at me as if it was going to startle me. 3 stars he got. 0 tip.
Oh, for the
Uber.
No star.
no stars.
No star.
Right.
I was furious. I hate it when Uber drivers try to make it seem as if there has to be some super deep personal connection between the two people driving.
Oh, I'm
a nice guy. I'm a nice person.
I'll have a nice conversation.
I'll have a quickie conversation. But I live just far enough from the freeway where here's how it goes, Jorge. We talk, chit-chat until the freeway, and then we stop talking. I can't do it all the way down. There's too much time. You know what I'm saying?
What do you tip on? You've got options.
I tip the most every
15%,
time.
20%, 25%.
I tip the most every time. I tip 25 every time.
I just gave, and it's weird because then you open Uber and you realize you haven't
done it for
rated
the night
or
before
the night
or whatever.
before. So
yeah.
Henry, congratulations, 25% and 5 stars. I think it was a good ride from what I remember.
This guy's Polestar was making me mad though.
Yeah.
Isolate that, Morales.
I always get the Spanish Uber.
What's it called? Uber?
No, Uber, but like somebody that speaks Spanish.
Oh,
Would you like
did they have that?
Yeah, and they're
option?
like, "Oh, ¿eres Jorge? Sí, soy yo."
So yo.
Yeah.
Bobcat.
What you got, Jorge?
All right, Mason. So you hate Halloween. Got me thinking. What are your?
This is,
what,
I've
what are,
become
hold
the
on.
I
It's
hate
October.
Halloween.
Hold on.
Yes.
So what are your favorite holidays? Give me your top 3.
Top 3. Number 1, Christmas.
Okay.
I think everybody can agree.
Xmas is strong.
Nope.
Number 2, Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Thanksgiving's number 1 for me.
Correct. Number 1.
And number 3, let's see. I'll say
Flag Day?
I'll
Yeah?
say New
No?
Year's only because it's my anniversary.
Okay.
My anniversary is New Year's. Will be 18 years on January 1st.
I'm a big Arbor Day guy.
Wow.
No, I'm joking.
Arbor Day's
I'm joking.
big.
Arbor Day.
Bastille Day. Big one in your
Bastille Day is great.
What are we, French? No. New Year's Day, amateur hour holiday, but also a really fun one. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not in the business of just getting hammered, it's a very, like, I do this thing on New Year's where at the end of every, this is sort of an extended bit, but I write a letter every New Year's to myself about the year before.
Really?
And then you put that letter in an envelope, and then the next year you write another letter, and then after you write that letter, you read the letter from the year before, and so on and so on.
Sounds like
and
you're
so
just
on.
talking to yourself, dude.
Yeah, I am. That's the idea. Self-reflection.
Now you go back and then you read the last letter and you
Yeah,
say,
that's
"How'd I
all
do
it-
this year?" Oh,
Or
crap.
where did I think I was at the end of this year versus where I am?
Okay.
Versus the year
It's
before.
an interesting process.
Yeah.
When do you read it though? Like, do you read it the 31st?
You
or the
read
2nd?
it. I don't know. I mean, it depends. Whenever you do it, it's whenever you do it. But the point is that you get a letter in the hole, and then you write another one, and then you make sure that after you write another one, you read the last one to see where your progress has become.
Wow, sounds complicated.
It's 2 letters.
Wow.
Mega. Wow.
Wow.
Bobcat.
That'll do it.
That's it.
Time to go.
That's it. Okay. Coming up next, Daniel Snyder.
Daniel M. Snyder
says he's got dirt on everybody, and he's like a cornered animal. That's coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
on Twitter and all around, people always talk about the curse of Steve Mason, the Mason curse. Could it be that things have changed and Steve Mason being at a sporting event is actually a good luck charm, unless you're the LA Rams? Because Mason was in the house for Game 1 and the Dodgers were fine. Game 2 last night, Corporate Greg, the Big CY, Clinton Yates, Beto Duran, Travis, others were there, and the Dodgers lose. Now, we could blame that on Clayton Kershaw and his postseason record, or we could say Steve Mason needs to get to San Diego, Sliwa and Kaplan territory for Game 3 tomorrow night. We'll ponder all of that. Meanwhile, John Ireland is out today, but the aforementioned Big CY is here. Clinton Yates hit it. I think the last time we played this music, Mason did the Ghost Pottery Clay bit on top of me. Will he do that to Clinton Yates today? Are we streaming? If we're streaming today, you'll want to check that out. We'll find out. Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon right now.
3 o'clock. Clinton Yates is in for John, as Christopher Morales just said. But Jeremy Hook tweets, Dame Lillard needs 4,685 points.
Seems like a lot.
To pass Drexler.
That's a lot of
so
points.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's going to be there a while.
Right.
He's going to be. That's
How old is Dame?
That's a few seasons. Picture of the Polestar.
Yeah, shouts to Anthony Rincon.
If you're not in the Mason and Ireland Mafia, Kyle Downey runs the Mason and Ireland Mafia, and there's always good stuff in there, including that picture. And I wanted. Before we do Daniel Snyder, we'll talk about Daniel Snyder. Is it Clinton and me or Clinton and I? It is National English Language Day. How do you use those? Because I've never known. Clinton and me or Clinton and I or me and Clinton.
Here's the rule that you know. If you eliminate the other person, how would you say the sentence?
Okay. So.
Like, you wouldn't say, like if you had to say, you and I went to the grocery store, if you eliminated the other person, what would you say?
I went to the grocery store.
That's how you know. You wouldn't say me went to the grocery store.
So if I say me and Clinton are hosting the show, would that be correct?
I mean, yeah, but like the point. I mean, it's
me,
correct.
Me hosting the show.
No, what I'm saying is
me
that
and Clinton.
I get it, but like, no, that's not technically grammatically correct. No.
What would the grammatically correct?
Clinton and I are
Clinton
hosting the show.
Yeah, just like Clinton and me.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not that big a deal,
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
not
the
that big a
grammar.
deal.
I mean, grammar.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
grammar.
And
I don't
English
care.
also separately. Side story: I ended up speaking a lot of French with a bunch of Swiss guys last night.
Really? Are you fluent in French?
Ouais, je parle français. But the reason why I bring that up is because French is actually a language that the math of the language adds up. English is like a horribly constructed language.
I hear it's really tough.
It's really hard to
compared
learn.
to other
it makes
languages.
no sense compared to other languages,
Yeah.
and it doesn't sound that great.
Okay. So here we go. Daniel Snyder. I've been waiting for this because you're from the D.C. area.
Covered that team, yeah.
Covered the Washington. I guess then it was the Washington football team or the Washington, wherever they were before, and now they're the Washington Commanders. And today Daniel Snyder has come out and said, I've got dirt on everybody. You can't get rid of me. Now, Daniel Snyder is under this massive investigation for hostile workplace and all the stuff that has gone on there. And he's been sort of eluding a subpoena.
Literally on a yacht.
On a yacht somewhere.
In the Mediterranean.
And he says, don't come after me because I got dirt on everybody, including Jerry Jones. Is this guy going to blow up the league?
No. But I will say this. For those of you wondering why this is such a big story, why there's so much explanation and backstory, even though this has been this dude's MO for 25 years in terms of completely disrespecting everyone around him and blaming it on them, for the first time, there is a picture painted where it's clear that Dan has no intention of doing anything other than stabbing people in the back. And for a long time there, it was kind of like, no, nothing's wrong. We're running an above-board operation here. These are just what comes with the throes of running an NFL team.
Right.
Then for another while there, it was, hey, I'm doing business by myself. Why can't I do business in America anymore? Since when did that become a problem?
Right.
Then it was, oh, well, no, Bruce Allen's the issue. He's the one that created the toxic environment. Then it was, oh, everybody's trying to castigate me. It's a media witch hunt, congressional hearings and all that. Now it's, screw you guys.
Yeah.
I'm fighting back from all understandings of that ESPN story. So that's what the purpose of the development is. But during the break, Greg and I were discussing something, which is, what are we actually rooting for here? Are we rooting for Daniel Snyder to be eliminated from the NFL, somebody relatively decent to take over a once proud franchise and bring back the DC market to the NFL's landscape? Or do we maybe want Dan Snyder to blow up the whole thing? Because a lot of these people are total screwballs, and we probably deserve to know if we're going to be pouring money into their coffers. Greg, I'm kind of with you on the larger chaos theory now. The nuclear option.
The nuclear, which is Daniel Snyder says, you did this and you did that, and I have this email and you did. I mean, that's what we're looking at
in the business of talking on microphones.
Yeah, you're right.
In some ways, yes.
It's kind of fascinating.
You know what I mean?
In all the ways, not in some ways. In all the ways, talking on the microphone, this is best. I would just love to see him, just because there's probably a lot of bad dudes out there.
God, well,
Jerry Jones is not a great guy.
The only emails we got were the John Gruden emails.
Right.
What else is in that pile of emails?
And we barely got
Who was
that.
he emailing with? You know?
Right.
And what were they saying back?
Exactly. So we got a very shaded view of the documents and the emails that came out of that investigation.
That got Gruden fired and Dan Snyder 10, 15 more months on a yacht. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't learn everything from that. And so, look, I'm not rooting for it for tawdry reasons. I'm rooting for it because, like, kind of feel like at this stage, if you're going to have people beating their brains in, you're going to be rolling guys out with clear concussions, maybe we should learn something about the people responsible for those decisions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, I'm not saying that the NFL needs to be on a moral high ground, but that doesn't mean there can't be some floor to entry of what kind of a person you are. You know what I'm saying, Greg?
Now, what do you think would actually happen? Let's just say, for argument's sake, he has all of this stuff. Every single owner does some salacious things.
He's got dirty stuff on everybody.
Right.
What happens to the NFL?
I think.
How long does it take to rebuild?
Okay, well, first of all, here's what I think is going to happen. I think the NFL, the mafia, as some refer to it as in that story, will close ranks and eliminate Dan and save themselves collectively before they fight individually against Dan. That's what I think. He's not smart enough to win that battle on multiple fronts, number one.
But let's say it does happen.
But
let's say he blows up everything.
He blows up everybody. Jerry Jones did this. The owner of the Giants did this.
I've got emails that say this.
Right.
Yes.
I've got videos and pictures of this, that, and the third. Right.
And they all come out. What happens to the NFL?
That's why Daniel Snyder says in the article, they can't F with me.
I mean,
by the way,
what would happen to be amazing?
He describes the owners
Greg
as
has put his hands to his temples. That's how excited he is.
It would
be pretty
wild. It
wild.
would explode. Daniel Snyder describes the owners as the mafia and that they all hate each other. And one of the owners, unnamed, says, no, actually all the owners just hate Dan.
I mean, this guy is
I've got like all the fun lines from the story.
Yes, this guy's in desperation mode.
He's behaving like a mad dog cornered, says one owner.
There's one way to know that. He went, mind you, he's supposed to be away from that football team. Like, legally.
Right.
He's not supposed to be around the team.
But isn't it his wife that is the one that's
and Tanya
been installed?
is ultimately, as I said a decade ago, writing for the Washington Post, Tanya is ultimately our savior in this situation. She's got to convince him, can we just walk away and be rich already?
Right.
So that you don't ruin everybody's life that you know. That's what's going to happen. At least I think if there's a good option. But what I was going to say is that, like, this guy has been doing this forever. You know, and
to your point, owners in this story say that when they first met Daniel Snyder, they felt that he was arrogant, obnoxious, standoffish, and selfish.
Correct. And he's exuded nothing but those properties. And what I was getting at is that even though he's not supposed to be with the team, you know he's cornered. He showed up at Cowboys Stadium with Jerry Jones.
Right.
At midfield. Like, what? Last time I checked, you all were supposed to hate each other. They're rivals. I get it that you kind of want to be him, but you don't glad hand with the guy before your team plays them. That's insane. I'm not even a fan of that team anymore, but people were like, bro, indefensible. Like, he has totally gone into a hole. And I do think there's something to be said here about just kind of I don't even know, like the investigation into the mind of a guy that's in this position, because we don't see this often.
So he said, apparently the source
fascinating.
in the article says that he is unbelievably paranoid right now, that he sees evil lurking in every shadow and around every corner.
Sounds like a guy I know that lived in a different place in D.C.
He also, by the way, likes to talk to staff and say when he wants something done, he says, "I'm the effing owner, and if you don't do this, I'm going to kill you." He says this half jokingly to staff on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just a bad guy.
Bad guy.
And by the way, it's not like it's a great football team. It's a terribly run organization on top of everything else
in the league. Literally,
so
he's the worst owner in professional sports.
Can they pluck him out of ownership ranks without what Greg is saying, the detonation of all the rest of the stuff about all the owners?
I think that the path to redemption is Tanya convincing this guy, we just got to sell and walk away for our dignity. Dignity is obviously at a premium in that household. Can you imagine being that guy's kid? Can you imagine the kind of crap you have to deal with, and the kind of friends you probably have because all the people that have decided they don't want you in their life because of your parents acting crazy, or your dad for that matter? Oh, brutal.
Roger Goodell has to go full David Stern, excuse me. Full David Stern with the Tim Donaghy thing. He made it sound like Tim Donaghy was the lone guy. The lone guy.
Actor, right.
Yeah,
nobody's going to buy that, but they might buy it if it means getting Dan Snyder out of the paint.
And it keeps the NFL afloat. 100% they're going to do it that way.
Yeah.
But he's got the stuff.
Man,
if he's got the stuff.
Can you imagine if he actually does have stuff?
Craig is now jumping up and down,
They pull
literally.
him out. Oh, yeah, it's exciting. Because they pull him out.
And by the way, you know what you should do?
All over the place. Bam.
He can just start leaking stuff, too.
Wow.
He can start leaking stuff.
I don't think that's a good plan for him.
Why?
Isn't
that the warning shot? That's the don't come after me because this is the kind of stuff I've got.
I don't think this guy is very smart. That's the other thing, too. Like, if he was all that smart, we wouldn't be in this position to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that this dude is just mad because he never was really in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can be an owner of a team. You can be operating an NFL franchise, but if people don't like you, you're not going to be part of all their little nonsensical stuff and probably wherever they vacation where he doesn't or whatever it may be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not a part of that because he's a jerk, and everybody knew that from the beginning. Oh. Anyway.
Got it in there.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Got to vent a little bit.
Wow. I did get to vent a little bit.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I'm seriously, like, I'm not a fan of that team as a result of the situation.
No, I
because
get
of
it.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
Yeah. I'm over
So,
that.
you know what I love more than anything is donuts.
Yeah.
So last night, the most interesting, this has never, ever happened before.
Okay.
So game's over. Just watch the Dodgers lose. And I'm just like, F it, I'll order donuts.
That's never happened before.
Wait. Wait.
Okay.
Ever. I was
Wait
like,
for it.
that seems to be a pretty regular occurrence.
It's a regular day in the Mason.
Fell asleep. They were on the front porch in the morning.
Oh.
Never ate them.
No.
Never fell asleep and didn't go out to the porch and get them.
Did you eat them?
No.
Why not?
Wow. You ate a tooth.
During daytime, I don't have impulse control issues. It's during nighttime and when I'm enhanced by cannabis.
Hold on. But you woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
So they were probably like
3 donuts in a box.
Like lightly refrigerated. That's
Yeah.
actually kind of a nice temperature for a donut.
There was an old-fashioned.
I love it. Those are the only donuts I eat.
There was a vanilla cream.
Oof.
And there was a cinnamon roll covered in chocolate.
Those are probably the perfect temperature donuts. How did you not eat them?
Discipline, man. That's the one thing I've got is discipline. And I saw 202 on the scale today.
Nice.
I've almost caught Cappy. He was at 201.
Okay.
Are we not the same height?
No, he's taller than you.
Is he taller than me?
Or he projects taller than you.
How much
One or the
taller
other.
is he than me?
Probably a good couple inches.
I think we should be at the same weight.
No, he's
People
probably
are saying,
6
"Oh no,
foot,
it's
6'1".
201 is better on him than it is on you." I'm like, "No, we're the same height."
How tall? Do you know how
That's
tall?
a shape thing, though. Like Cappy, but Cappy like looks athletic. I mean, like he's going more of an athlete build than you do.
That's bull.
He looks athletic, and you look like a what? Slob.
I didn't say that. Cappy looks like an athlete. Am I wrong on this?
You think
He
so?
was an athlete.
Yes,
He
that's what I'm
was an
saying.
athlete, but he's a kicker.
Yeah, but he also ran he did like what is it called? The Iron Man.
Oh, he did do the Iron
He does
Man.
all that.
But I mean, so what have you done for me lately? That was like 15 years ago.
Bro, I saw him jump rope 100 times at a country
Yeah,
club.
that's
That was
true.
pretty
I did see him
impressive.
jump
like,
rope 100 times.
I mean, like I did not think that was going to happen, and it totally did. Like he nailed that one. I didn't mean to touch a nerve there. I'm just saying that.
I'm
like,
proud of myself that I
yes,
didn't eat the donuts.
So am I. I
That's
can
a
just
victory.
say I can understand why somebody would think different weights look different on you too, because you have different body types. That's what I'm saying. It's not a knock.
It sounds like it. All right, coming up next for you. Did you saw the roughing the quarterback stuff from Monday
Yes,
night's game, the Derek
certainly,
Carr thing?
yes.
Did you see what the NFL said about it?
I did not.
I will tell you what they said next.
Very well.
Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Show on 710 made possible by Teza. Get more focus and energy in your daily life with Teza nutrient pouches. Visit TezaEnergy.com and make your mouth happy. Anita Marks tonight at 8 p.m. Right now, more of Mason and Ireland, your Thursday.
So Dodgers lose last night.
Yeah.
5-3. Going to San Diego. What's weird about this, if you're just tuning in, somehow the Dodgers starting lineup for tomorrow night is out.
Very weird.
I've just never seen that happen before. Where 24 hours before a game, we already know what the lineup is. If you want to know, here it is. We're starting Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith at DH, Max Muncy at second, JT at third, Chris Taylor in left field, Austin Barnes catching, and then Trace Thompson in center field with Tony Gonsolin pitching. The question mark is, and you guys brought it up earlier, and I think it's a fair point, Cody Bellinger made the crazy catch running straight toward the center field fence last night. Changed his hand, twisting around, somehow got it done. And as Travis said, Saved 2 runs.
Saved 2 runs.
It was worth 2 runs.
Most important defensive play of the game for the Dodgers.
So the question is, though, they've struggled offensively. They scored in the first 3 innings in Game 1, first 3 innings in Game 2. Then the Padres bullpen completely locked them down. And to get another bat into the lineup, they added Austin Barnes, which I just don't get.
Particularly quizzical after not starting Austin Barnes with his usual battery mate, Clayton Kershaw, which is, in some people's minds, why he's on the roster, period. I don't just mean the playoff roster. I mean the Dodgers roster. And then also pinch hitting him in that game in a big spot in which exactly nothing happened, a move that I know Greg takes issue with. I'm not saying there's not a good reason.
Right.
I'm saying I do not know it on the surface, and I cannot identify it off the top of my head, Greg.
The roster. Yeah, I can't. I don't understand it either. I would have liked to have seen Austin Barnes yesterday
Last
with
night,
Kershaw.
right.
Yes,
I think
because,
Kershaw would have been more comfortable.
And with this game on tomorrow, I don't understand Trace in center, not because of his defensive abilities, but let's say there's a ball that's hit to center field, and Trace just happens to miss it. You're gonna say
Trace is a very good fielder.
He's
a very good fielder with unbelievable range.
I'm not trying to say he's not, but if he misses something that you think that most of the time Cody's going to get, you're leaving yourself open to Cody Bellinger would have caught that.
I don't care about leaving yourself open to criticism. I care about the performance on the field.
It's a pretty big one. If that allows a couple runs to score or whatever it happens to be, you're
Right.
saying Cody would have caught that. He should have been in the game. That's a big thing against Dave Roberts, especially after what he just did last night.
Yeah, but here's okay. So this is where you get into that fine line to stick it on Dave Roberts. You know, all this stuff came from Andrew Friedman's magic lineup machine.
So are you going to put this on Andrew Friedman?
I am.
But everything.
By the way, I'm not going to put it. I believe that there's a collaborative effort between Dave and Andrew Friedman and everybody in the front office to come up with this script. And the script clearly points towards, and I don't understand the reasoning for it, points toward Austin Barnes batting 8th and a catcher tomorrow night. Now, it doesn't make sense to me. I also don't like starting Tony Gonsolin. I would rather start Tyler Anderson, who was an all-star and pitched
Does
really
Gonsolin
well
have
this year.
any use for you on this playoff roster for this series?
You could piggyback Gonsolin in Game 4, like say
sort of a spot start kind of situation, or if you need a stretch
start with
guy.
Gonsolin and then go to Andrew Heaney, maybe something like that.
Dustin May's on the roster.
May.
Okay.
We've not seen those guys yet.
No.
So there's definitely an opportunity there, but I don't like the idea of starting Gonsolin either.
Dave Roberts did come out and say that he's starting Gonsolin tomorrow because he's not going to go very long. And coming off of the off day, they want the length on Saturday that Anderson's going to give them. So they're going to have
So Anderson's going to start Game 4.
Anderson's starting
and then
Game
Julio
4.
Game 5 if necessary.
Can I just say also, though, which is that the whole idea of, Dave Roberts versus the front office, etc. This is not a Dodgers singular problem.
No, God, no.
You know what I mean? Like, we're at the point in baseball
Look at
now.
Joe Madden. I mean, all the stuff that's come out, Joe Madden and Perry Manazian.
Furious about that. And also, I'm thinking about this because this Astros-Mariners game is on right now.
Right.
There is a belief that the reason Robbie Ray was in that game in which they gave up the homer to Yordan Alvarez was a similar type of thing. Somebody somewhere decided Robbie Ray is going to be a great option as a lefty on lefty, and that was the guy they were going to use, and there's just no way around it, no matter what the feel of the game felt like, or no matter what his personal record against Yordan Alvarez was. Meaning, I'm kind of with Mesa on this one. I've got to believe this is a larger level decision than Dave just popping up one morning and saying,
"Hey, I'll throw Austin Barnes."
Right. You know what I'm saying? I have to believe that.
Look, I agree with that. I do think there is that collaboration between the two, but we can't come after Game 1 and say how masterful of a job Dave Roberts did. He was great. Dave Roberts was the best manager we've seen. He's the best game he's ever called. And then the next day, he pressed every right button, but he didn't press every right button on.
But
on
nobody's
Wednesday.
really hammering Dave today.
Yeah,
I don't think we're on
it's
Dave
not
Roberts
hammering.
today.
I think that a lot of people are upset with some of the decisions that were made, that, like you're talking about, bringing in Austin Barnes in the 8th, not starting Austin Barnes with Clayton Kershaw on the mound.
But I mean, look at
bringing in Blake Treinen, who's pitched in 3 innings.
Right. Look
5 innings, whatever it happens to be, this whole year.
Game 1 was interesting because I think this is a good example of the collaboration between front office and Dave. I think they knew they wanted Vesia for their string of left-handers, and I think they knew if it came down to Machado that they were going to go with Brusder Gratterall.
Right.
I think that's the kind of thing that gets scripted in advance.
Sure.
If you're in this scenario, this is how we're going to handle it.
It's like a play sheet kind of
now,
thing.
I agree on Treinen. I think he was wild last night. That baseball moves a lot. You guys were at the game, but I mean, the ball is moving like crazy with Treinen, but doesn't have a good feel for the strike zone. Gave up the home run. Probably not a great spot to let him pitch for the first time since being shut down at the end of the season.
I don't know. When you're only up by one, I mean, if you were or down by one, if you're down by 2, 3, 4, maybe I get it, but down by one, that's a game.
I think perhaps, but I do think there's an element of, and I think this is something that is overlooked a lot, and this is what goes back to what I was trying to explain about how a lot of fans and expectations are in a weird spot where sometimes you realize if we're going to win, this person has to be able to do this. Otherwise, it doesn't matter anyway. And I think there's an element of that with Treinen. It's like we got to figure out whether or not this guy can throw in the playoffs or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And maybe you figured out that he can't, but at some point you have to at least test you got to test your waters on your players because otherwise you find yourself playing a guessing game too often.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the roster for a reason.
Right. And I don't have a problem with playing guys on your roster. That's not my issue. My issue is the method with which you figure it out. I didn't have a problem with Treinen. I do have an issue with Barnes.
Right. I mean, it could have been Miguel Vargas. It could have been Chris Taylor. I mean, I know, Mason, you said you knew what the reasoning was that they didn't go with Taylor.
Well, last night Adam Amin said, it sounded like he had some insight into this, that Austin Barnes hits the high fastball better than Chris Taylor does. That was at least and I assume they did some work on that.
I have seen Adam scouting with the best of them. I'm sure he's right, but that doesn't mean it's a doesn't mean it's a sound strategic decision.
Clearly it didn't work. Although Austin Barnes did hit the ball hard.
He did hit the ball. He hit the ball to the warning track.
Yeah, hit the ball to the warning track.
Now maybe Taylor does something different. And they also talked about how Miguel Vargas, they liked his hit range or whatever he said. Like that's something that you could have used in that situation.
Right.
When you have a runner on second, if you like how Miguel Vargas hits, that's a run.
Yeah.
If he gets a single, it's a run.
It's not well managed.
Game 2 tomorrow night. Lineups out. Just retweeted it so you can take a look. So everybody saw on Sunday, Tom Brady, there was that bogus roughing the passer call that was ridiculous. And then Monday night, Derek Carr, second quarter, roughing the passer. What did you think of the roughing the passer call?
Here's my sort of 10,000 foot theory. At this point, I'm not going to say that you've got a cure for a non-disease, but like I'm not really sure who we're helping with the intensity of these calls. Fans hate it. Defensive players hate it. Quarterbacks, okay, but it's become a weird strategy point and not anything that's really about competition. It just seems unnecessarily punitive.
So you would not have thrown the flag on Monday night on the Derek Carr play?
No, I think, I mean, if I'm being honest, I realize that player safety is important, but where roughing the passer is too far. In my opinion, the idea that you can't fall on the guy,
right? I mean, I was going to read
like that's all a little way. That's too far anyway for me as is.
The NFL has the vice president of officiating, Perry Fewell, said this: the Kansas City defender executes his rush plan in his effort to sack the quarterback. He lands with his full body weight on the drive to the ground. A quarterback in the pocket, in a passing posture, gets full protection until he can defend himself. This was a properly called foul for roughing the passer. That's the league's official statement.
I mean,
I think you got to take a 20,000 foot view. You went 10,000. I think you got to take a 20,000 foot. It's
mythical feat in the air.
It's all through the prism of what happened to Tua. It's all through that prism. I think that the NFL in the moment is reacting to what happened to Tua by being more aggressive about calling roughing the passer.
That could be. That's fair. But the issue with Tua was not roughing the passer. The issue was that the man was concussed in a game.
No question.
And you put him back in the game.
Yep.
And then he played another game
I'm with
4 days later.
Exactly.
We're not stupid. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the NFL.
Okay, thanks.
It makes me
It
mad.
sound like you're yelling
Pardon
at me.
me. I'm just mad because I hate it when
yell at me.
My bad. I just hate it when my intelligence is insulted. That's like my number one peeve in sports with these leagues and these coaches and all these people that are in positions of authority. If you want to lie, lie.
Yep.
If you want to be dishonest, but don't do that and then tell me it's raining. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, we get it. It's just I don't like the way it's
all right. Coming up next for you, it's Jerry Rice's birthday, and I have an interesting question. By the way, Jerry's at the Coliseum a lot now because his son is playing for USC.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he's at the Coliseum a lot. But I've got a question about Jerry Rice that I think he stands out from a lot of professional athletes that we know of today. We'll do that coming up next. Is your vehicle due for service? Head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home with a 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people like you. No dragging the kids to a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is in peak performance. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, more. Just pull up, drive in, drive out in about 15 minutes.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
I don't know why we don't have Clinton fill in more often, Bergman.
I agree.
He's not available.
I'm available.
Okay, then we'll have you.
You always stick me with a random Kamenetsky instead of Big CY.
I know. You know, they're available. Clinton, not as much.
Yeah.
But which Kamenetsky do you like better?
A random one. That's the one we like the best.
Yeah.
Harpo.
I had a feeling that was
Harpo Kamenetsky. It's the
Which was that
third,
one?
the lost Kamenetsky brother.
Shouts to the Kamenetsky.
Andy,
We
Brian,
love
Harpo.
those. We love those guys.
Hey, want to look forward to see Tanner Wilson, Steve Baker, Tony Parada, David Ganoa, and Ignacio Martinez tonight at Islands, an undisclosed Islands location.
Island boy.
Where we will have our. I'm going light. I'm going fish tacos.
Okay. We're doing a grilled or
You
we're
think
doing
that's soft? I'm
Oh,
doing
super
grilled.
soft.
Is
You're
it?
a burger place eating fish tacos. Come on,
What do you mean a burger place? It's Islands.
Yeah, it's Islands Burgers.
I might get the.
What do you mean it's Islands Burgers, bro?
They have great fish tacos.
Yeah, the whole point of
Great
Islands
fish
is you're
tacos.
getting
It's an
island
island.
stuff.
On an
Yeah.
island, you eat fish tacos.
I'm only going for the beer.
By the way, you don't think.
Saying that.
Yeah, the beer is there. And by the way, the thing I cannot lay off is the cheddar fries dipped in the ranch dressing. You just dredge it in the ranch dressing.
That's not for me.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, same here.
I like
So
Islands
good.
though.
So good.
Maybe Thousand Island.
Yeah. All right. So Jerry Rice is at the Coliseum a lot now because his kid is playing for USC. He has 5 touchdown catches. Really.
So he's a wideout like his dad?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
So the one distinction I think Jerry Rice has is if you ask somebody who the greatest wide receiver in the history of the world is, the answer is almost unanimously Jerry Rice.
Sure, if you're of a certain age.
Can't do that with other positions, right?
I happen to think Randy Moss is better than Jerry Rice, but that's just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice, to me, is the greatest wide
I
receiver
think,
I
but
ever
to
saw.
your point, to stick with the premise, you're right. When
Yeah.
naming the position, that's the first thing that comes to most people's lips without hesitation.
So what other players in what other category? Like, I was thinking, all right, greatest closer of all time. What comes to mind?
Lee Smith.
Mariano Rivera.
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 That's fine.
I don't.
That's fine. I'm just telling you what I think.
Lee Smith. Wow.
Lee Smith. You don't know Lee Smith? You ever seen Lee
Shout
Smith?
out for Lee Smith.
You ever
yeah.
seen Lee Smith? He's in the Hall of Fame.
Did.
It's not like
I saw. No, I saw the guy.
Only
I know
retired with the most wins and the most saves in the history of Major League Baseball. You know? Great Jerry curl too.
Explain it to me.
He could pop you into the ground like Chewbacca. He's big.
Okay, best starting pitcher of all time. Can't do it.
No, can't do it.
Best shortstop of all time.
That's a good question. I'd say Cal.
I'd say Cal.
I'd say Cal. Yeah, Cal.
He's probably close
Holds
there.
the record.
But people, there are your Jeter maniacs that'll say something about that.
But
even
there
though
are very few players and positions where you automatically gravitate towards them and say they're the best. Like best center in the NBA. It could be
a host of 10 people.
Best point guard. Could be
Right.
any number of people.
Right.
But Jerry Rice, I think, holds the distinction of being, at least in my mind, and a cumulative over his career, a better wide receiver than Randy Moss.
Here's the thing: is that I think that in later generations, and I'm not don't come after me as if I'm some anti-Jerry Rice guy. It's just that I think in later generations, people have looked at Jerry Rice as a great player on a great team, as opposed to a sort of standout singular talent. You know what I'm saying? Randy Moss never played with Joe Montana.
Right.
Randy Moss never played with Roger Craig. Randy Moss didn't have, what's his name, Dwight Clark. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was always kind of the only guy on his team with a quarterback that you never really knew what you were going to get from outside of when he played with Tom Brady. I think that's where later generations have moved towards Jerry Rice, even though he still gets the reverence as the greatest. I think a lot of people look at that as kind of an advancement of the game, quite frankly, because think about it.
The game has changed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, Jerry Rice,
I don't think ever did Jerry Rice ever win the Triple Crown?
Like
what
Cooper Kupp did last
year?
That's a good question. I
don't know if he did.
I don't know that he did either, and I don't know that if you looked at Jerry Rice's game today, you would say the same things about it compared to what a lot of wide receivers these days do. I think wide receiver is the position that, quite frankly, has probably advanced the most in football over the last 20 years.
Sure, and the
guys are amazing at wide receiver
right.
now. You know what I'm saying? What?
Jerry Rice did win the Triple Crown. He was the first modern-era receiver to win the Triple Crown in 1990.
Yeah,
Fair enough. All right. But, yeah, I think that, like, dude, you know what I was watching the other day? There is a clip online of Randy Moss. It's only his touchdowns, 40 yards or more. It's 7 minutes with no replay.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he
like
was
it's crazy. And like I remember there was a point in my life where I thought, okay, I don't really care what my dad thinks. This guy's a better football player in my opinion than what I saw Jerry Rice play. You know what I'm saying? So I think generationally there is a pause. However, I do think that people probably let go of him the least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when it comes to that positional discussion. Yeah.
I got
It's his birthday today? How old is he?
59 years old.
59. Okay.
Got some breaking news.
Oh.
It's bird news.
I was like, is this a peacock alert? It's not a peacock, though.
The Dodgers, Nicole Singer, Vice President of Public Relations for the Dodgers, has revealed that the goose was released safely back into the wild.
Lovely. So they put it on the 110.
That is the wild.
That is
crazy.
the wild. It is
110 or the 5.
It
Both
is.
wild.
Right.
On that bridge above the 110, right there.
That goose didn't look like it could fly. You guys were at the game.
Yeah.
Did it ever
said, "Go."
fly?
It barely got off the ground. Beto got a great video of it. Barely got off the ground. That goose is not getting you 10 boards a game. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? That goose did not have the ups that I thought it might. Geese aren't doing a whole ton of flying in these parts of the
I don't know
world
what's a
anyway.
Goose even do? I've never.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was very
Probably
weird.
came from Echo Park.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's
that actually is probably
right,
true.
Yeah. All right, coming up next.
Took an Uber and a pull stop.
By the way, if you go to the Mason and Ireland Mafia right now,
okay,
I am going to post. I post stuff there that I wouldn't post anywhere else. So I'm going to post something in there now, and you guys check it out.
I'm not in it, but it's a
join.
long story.
Join.
I'll join.
We'll let you in.
I have
It's
so
open.
many. I have so many
open
things.
membership. We
I
have so many
joined and then I
communities.
left, and
Exactly.
it's just
But
communities.
what I'm about to
on
send in there is
communities.
a gem. All right, coming up next for you is Game of Games. Whose game is it today?
It's my game.
Bergman's game. The leader this month in Game of Games is George Shadano.
Wow. Man, I missed an opportunity to say Shadano on TV the other day. I was so mad at myself.
Should have.
It was me and him in Showdown, and there's like this one pause where you have something to say, and I thought of it like right after we cut. I was so mad. It might not ever happen again.
All right, so Bergman's game will do it. Coming up next, is anybody from the afternoon show going to play?
Love Boat.
Excellent. Cappy's going to come along. Mason, Ireland, 710.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com. Call Jacob. Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle. Call Jacob. Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It's Game of Games time. It is Bergman's game today, and we welcome to the show Cappy.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yeah, bud.
Wow.
What's up, Cappy? How you doing, brother?
The big CY. How are you, man?
I'm well, sir. I was just talking about your finely chiseled physique
We
earlier
had a conversation about that, Cappy.
Yeah.
Actually,
right?
we'll hold it. We'll play the game first, and then we'll talk
Sorry,
about
my bad.
physiques.
Let's get it done.
Okay.
Game of physiques.
Yes. So it's me, CY, Jorge, and Cappy playing, and it's Bergman's game. Bergman, describe the game.
So, and you have control of the leaderboard, right?
I do. I've got the leaderboard right in front of me.
Okay, so it's National Train Your Brain Day. So in honor of National Train Your Brain Day, I have a bunch of riddles.
I hate these.
This is already
Name is your
annoying
buzzer.
everybody.
Some are not too hard. Some are a little bit harder. You may not get them all. That's totally fine.
Cappy, how are you at riddles?
Terrible. I'm like calling for a goose egg already.
Yeah, this is. We could go scoreless here, Bergman.
Very well. Hey, you know what? If that's the way it happens, then the people at home will win.
Okay.
All right. So, number one.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. You're gonna make me laugh. All right, stop.
It's like the
All right.
Budweiser frog.
Wow. That's so true. That's our new Sedano.
Yeah.
I know. I heard it and I was dying laughing earlier.
Wow. All right, Bergman, what do you got?
Wow. Okay.
Compose.
So, what can go up and come down without moving?
Mason. Your temperature.
Temperature is absolutely right. See, you are
Wow.
winning with this.
Wow.
Swag system.
Are you kidding me with
done.
that? That could have been like 9 things.
It could have been, yeah.
It could have been.
Like
but
stocks.
The correct answer
All right, fine.
was the temperature. Number two. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a short one. Madonna does not use hers. Bill Clinton always used his. The
Cap.
Pope
Yates.
Cap.
Yeah.
Cap was there.
Cap.
Tongue.
No.
Yates.
Yates.
I'm going to say last name.
Last name is right.
Well, tongue. Well, do you know something I don't, Cap?
I don't know. Long one, short one, uses it, doesn't. I don't know. I just made it up.
That's a good shot.
That's
That's a great answer.
Take a shot.
Cappy. I love
Have
that.
to use you, tongue, Cappy.
Mason won, CY won.
Okay, this one's a little bit more tricky.
All right.
Lily is a lily pad in a small pond. Lily doubles her size each day. On the 20th day, she covers the whole pond. On what day was Lily half the size of the pond? There's not math in this, by the way.
Kaplan.
Yates.
Kaplan.
Yeah.
7.
No.
What is that?
Yates. I'll say the first day.
No.
I'll say halfway.
So 10. No.
I'll
You
say
gotta guess?
15. Quinceañera.
No.
No?
No, 19 because it's half the pond at that point and it doubles its size.
That's
to
a
the full
terrible
pond.
riddle.
Yeah, that's an awful riddle.
That's a
I
bad
don't
riddle.
understand.
You just didn't
Crickets
get it right.
on the lily pad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura says something. I
Mason
can't see what
won,
she says through a
CY
window.
won, Bergman trying to give us another question.
All right. All right. Your parents have 6 sons, including you, and each son has one sister. How many people are in the family, including the parents?
Scott. 14.
No.
Yates. 15.
No.
Mason. 8.
No.
What's with the math?
16.
Yeah.
No. 9. 2 parents, 6 sons, 1 daughter. Because there's one. Each son has 1 daughter. That's 1 sister.
So dumb.
All right, let's keep
So
going with this.
stupid.
Thanks
These
a lot for
are
the help of the
really
game,
rough,
Amanda.
Bergman.
Really appreciate it.
Really rough, Bergman.
So stupid.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
That's not my fault. You're
Next
not getting
one
these.
wins.
No, I'm saying
I
I'm
got
dumb.
7. I got 7 in a tiebreaker.
Oh, my God.
We got time.
How about this? Water, it can boil you to death.
All right,
Freeze you to
you're not
death.
doing- you're not doing this,
You need it to survive.
All right. Paul's height is 6 feet.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, go on.
All right. He's an assistant at a butcher shop and wears size 9 shoes. What does he weigh?
Yates.
Meat is the right answer. See? There you go. See?
Talk
now
to
you're
me.
starting to
There
think. Now you're starting to think. All right.
All right.
Two more.
I should have done a game.
Yes.
So
Correct.
rare.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out what he weighs.
Tomorrow's. Agreed. Yes.
Like he's stepping on a scale at a carnival. I'm trying to figure out what the guy weighs.
Well,
Go on.
It's all right. Number 6. A very pretty thing am I, fluttering in the pale blue sky, delicate, fragile on the wing. Jorge.
A cloud.
No.
Kaplan. A butterfly.
A butterfly is the right
answer. No, come on.
That's not a riddle. That's something you tell a 3-year-old.
That's why I got it.
That's why.
All right. Okay, last one. What's the score? By the
2
way?
for Clinton, 1 for Cappy, 1 for me.
This is for the win, I guess.
This is for everything.
Sure.
Number 7. The games have to be good. What kind of candy would a prisoner want before he is executed?
What kind of candy?
Kaplan. Lifesaver.
Lifesavers.
You looked that up.
There you go.
You looked that up.
Okay, so CY and Kaplan have tied.
Do we have a tiebreaker? Are we really doing this?
Yes, we are. We are really.
Are we really doing this?
All right, hold on. Let me change the music. Let me put some intense stuff.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think you're going to get it.
Make it
either, so that's gonna
dramatic.
Make it really
Make it
worse,
dramatic.
too. You guys will tie if it doesn't work otherwise.
Okay.
So, during which month do people sleep the least?
Man.
Wow.
Do people sleep the least?
Wow.
Kaplan. March.
No. You got a guess?
You want to take it? Just
If you don't-
there are 11 other months.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
Yates, November.
No, it's February because there's less.
That's not a riddle.
that's
That
not-
doesn't even make sense.
That isn't a riddle. Who gave you these?
Amanda and I did them together.
I could have told you when I was in 5th grade that didn't make sense.
Shorter month. And
Shorter month
you
does
sleep
not
less.
mean less
All of a
sleep.
sudden,
Well, yes,
Laura's smart
28
with the
days
microphone.
opposed to 30 or
That's-
31.
I could sleep more in any given month, depending on my activities in the month.
Complaining -1. Cappy wins.
Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll take a win any way I can
When
get
you
one.
complain, you lose a point.
Congratulations,
Consider
Cappy.
this a formal complaint lodged.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. You complain, you lose a point.
That's arguably the worst game we've ever had.
Yeah, I don't want to play no more.
Hey!
Ha.
Non-riddle riddles.
Momo's no
won.
longer the worst game ever.
Momo's no longer the worst game ever. That is true. It
I
is now
won something.
Bergman taking the crown.
This is fantastic.
The mantle of bad games
I'm
belongs to
happy about
Bergman.
that.
Good to know.
All right, so Cappy, we had this
Cappy, you
conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Cappy.
Thank you.
You're
I
on
feel
the board.
great.
So, how tall are you?
6 feet tall.
Okay, so I'm 5'11".
Okay, I say 6 feet. I may be 5'11".
Sure,
but-
6 feet on your swipe
Right,
ass.
And I'm
Like when I'm
5'11".
on Tinder and Bumble, you're
Right.
6 feet.
What is your weight today?
Remember the other day we had this conversation. 201.2.
Okay, so I'm at 202.3.
How have you lost weight since the 2 Big Macs, the 10-piece McNugget, the fries, and the Diet
I think it's
Coke?
because I was running all over the place. I got
Moving around all
Saturday
those
at
games?
Coliseum,
Yeah.
Sunday at SoFi, Tuesday at Dodgers. I think I just burned it all off. But I'm at 202. Now they're saying that you carry the weight better than I do.
Huh.
Which I don't understand at all. We're approximately the same height. We're approximately the same weight. What is different?
I said this before. Scott, you cut a more athletic figure than Mace does, just on initial sight. And Mace does not like that.
I don't like it
description
at all. I don't like it at all.
Well, it was like the same day that we had the softball game. We were wearing these like baggy jerseys.
Yes.
And Rachel said to me, she was, "Wow, you and Mason are built very similarly." And I too did not like that.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel.
Felt terrible about that.
You two are not built similarly at all. Maybe
I
you
agree
move.
with-
Maybe it might. You know what? Build might be the wrong word. You move differently.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Right.
I see Scott. I see a guy who gets around a lot.
And what do you see when you see me?
I see a guy who goes to a lot of places and sits and watches sports. You seem like a guy that. How do I say this? People take you places as opposed to you. Like, you seem like you've got a chauffeur. You've got people that carry you around.
I do have.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No.
It seems like you have very nice accommodations to where you go.
I do have
where
somebody
Scott might
holding
get out
everything
and hoof
together.
hoof it on his own.
I'll
That's
say
what I'm
this for
saying.
Cappy. Cappy's a hustler, man. You're out there hustling all the time.
Hustler, baby.
If we were to go, like, for example, let's just say we were all going to go to Islands.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And let's just say it was down the street.
Okay.
And I suggested, okay, we can just walk it. I feel like Scott might say yes, and you would say, no, I'm taking an Uber. I've got my driver coming. That's the
difference
vibe I'm
between
getting.
Taking an Uber and calling
That's
for
the
my
vibe I
driver.
get from you, though, which is my people will come take me and swift me away. I'm Mr.
God.
Steve Mason.
But Mace,
This is what
haven't you been working out with a trainer recently?
I have. Trinidad the trainer. I've been working out.
So you're a man of means. This is what I mean by that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've got somebody to bring you your donuts. You've got
I
somebody,
do have somebody to bring
take
my-
you to the game.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
true.
I'm saying?
It's true. It's all
Where I
true.
could see Scott hopping on the bike or hopping on the scooter himself.
Wow.
Mace, when you take your shirt off and you're standing in front of the mirror, right?
Yeah.
The mirror.
The mirror.
What do you see? I mean, do you like what you see?
Nope.
Is there any part of it where you're like, 10 pounds in my six-pack is no problem. I'm back.
Does anybody like what they see? Well, I guess there are people who like what they see. Do you like what you see?
Not really.
Yeah.
I pick apart everything,
I
Like
do too.
underneath my left boob, all of a sudden I've noticed that
Heads are in hand for those of you who cannot see Mason right now.
Yeah, like I've put on so much weight that instead of there being like defined, differences between chest and like abdominal area, it's starting to glob together into
Right.
one big mess.
Moobs.
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
That's called a moob.
I was not familiar with
Yeah.
that.
My issue is actually we'll play the Super Crosstalk sounder and then I'll tell you what my issue is.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super
Okay, that's a sound effect I'm not in control of. Love boat. There you
Wow.
go. Oh, you've got the megaphone.
Man, Cappy
rolling.
on the megaphone.
Hey, real quick, I want to mention Game of Games powered by Call Jacob. Winning matters. That's why after an accident, you got to go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. So, Cappy, and Sedano here?
Yeah.
Sedano.
What's up, dude?
Wow. Wow.
When are you going to Seattle?
I'm going to Seattle tomorrow morning, and they're botching it by not being in the series right now. I'm very upset about that, but anyway.
Yeah. Great stadium.
Yeah, I'm looking
was just
forward
there
to
this
that.
summer for the first time.
Totally randomly, the Seattle Mariners, more states are rooting for the Seattle Mariners than for any other team based on
They're the biggest
hashtag.
underdog.
Yeah, they're kind
their
of.
situation.
It's like 13 states. They own like the entire swath of the Pacific Northwest, and the only place they're rooting for the Dodgers, California, Nevada, and Hawaii.
Nevada. Okay.
Yeah, Nevada.
Our friends in the desert.
It's kind of L.A. adjacent. So, Cappy, you were talking about your moob, and this is my thing. So, I just in the community or in our community, the Mafia, I put out a picture of me side by side with my dad, and it's scary how much we resemble each other, or how much I'm starting to look like him. But I have got, Cappy, you've had your nostrils waxed, right?
Correct, several times.
I think I need my ears waxed.
Oh, my God, dude. Don't even get me started on my ears.
Yeah?
Yeah, because as you get older, and I don't know if George or Clinton are experiencing this yet, but as you get a little older, all of a sudden things start growing out of your ears.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's hair, but it's like, where is it coming from? And if you try and yank it out, it hurts like a
It does
mofo.
hurt. I almost think I have a clipper, but I almost think I need a razor to get rid of it.
You're not putting a razor on your ears.
I do.
That's
I
a
shave the
terrible
outside.
idea.
I
of my
think I'm
ears.
going to have to shave my ears.
I do. I shave the upper part, the upper lobe of my ear, and
Yes.
then I take like a manscaping tool and I
Oh.
stick it in my ear, Bzzz, and I try and cut out the.
Boy, you are. Yeah, that. You're more fastidious than I am.
Why don't you do what I do? Get your ears waxed. So I go to this girl. She will take these popsicle sticks.
Yeah.
She'll put the hot wax on them. She
Right.
sticks them up my nose.
Uh-huh.
Then she sticks them in my ears and on my ears, and then she yanks them off. And then I've got bald ears and bald inner nostrils.
Nice.
Now,
You're
one
paying for
caution. Yeah, you're paying for it, but I will just say this. The ingrown hair on the inner part of a nostril, there is no pain like this on planet Earth.
What are we doing? How are you? I thought this is
How are ya?
This is Clapper Vision to the
Clapper
max.
Vision.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So, Cappy, how about your Padres last night?
Well, I'll tell you this. Makes for an interesting series now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, I always said it's not a 0% chance the Padres will win the series, and they're in it. They're completely in it.
What you said was, those pesky little
Padres, those scrappy little pod squad.
Right.
Slam Diego Love.
Keep a team that you're so much better than around and make them believe they can win, and all of a sudden, what could happen? But look, there's 2 out of 3 to go.
Yep.
And the Padres haven't been able to beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3 all season long. So why now?
Still like where we are.
Yeah,
I still
they
like
lost
where
the
we are.
game in the playoffs. It happens.
It's scary, though. It is scary.
It's scary, but I thought
scary is like down 2-1.
Right. I'm with you, George. Like, they lost the game. It's even. They lost to Yu Darvish. Probably the Padres' best chance to get a win in this series was with Yu Darvish.
But
on the mound.
I MF'd my way through that game last night. My dog's hiding under the bed. They hate baseball.
Yeah.
Cannot stand baseball. And sixth inning, seventh inning. I mean, that was so frustrating because it was right there for us.
It's tense.
So it was but it's.
Wait, you didn't go to the game?
No, I did not.
Everybody at the station except for Mace went to the game.
Yeah,
basically.
Not me and George. We didn't get to go.
Last night,
Sure.
well, I gave Bergman my ticket, so he used my ticket. I was just too much. It's too much.
You know what? As somebody that's complained about not getting invited to stuff, let me be clear on what actually happened. Travis was there in a professional capacity, as was I. Greg got Mason's seat. Beto bought a seat on his own, and that was the crew.
Right, that was the crew line.
Yeah.
And I elected to sit it out, and now in an I can't win world, I am being, at least Morales has suggested that I need to be at the games for the Dodgers to win. So now I've gone from jinx to good luck charm.
Now, but wait, the reality was Sliwa wasn't there, so the slurs didn't take effect.
The slurs.
Yeah,
I love that.
So, go ahead.
But the slurs took effect with the Lakers yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't look good. Quickly, though, Cappy, have you ever encountered mini Yu Darvish? Mini Vish?
I've not, but I heard you guys talking about him earlier. Has he been doing this forever? Like, did he
I'm
do it
not
when
familiar on the runway on this, but I was stunned by the commitment to the bit by this individual, and I had to know if you had run into him before.
Hadn't, but I wondered when I heard you talking about it earlier, did he do this when Darvish was with the Dodgers?
That's a good question.
Excellent question.
I don't
know.
remember. I was at that game. I don't remember seeing Mini Darvish.
Mace, are you going to trek down to San Diego for a Friday or Saturday game?
I'm not, man. I'm not.
Your butler's off this weekend?
Yeah, Butler's off. My driver took the weekend. Seriously, you have such a wrong idea about me. I live such a modest existence.
It just makes me laugh to think that that's possible.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. No, I'm not going to go down there. Are you going to any of the games, Cappy?
I'm planning on probably going Saturday. George, you'll appreciate this. I had to do it. What do you suppose I had to do here, George?
Ask Rachel.
Well, that was first. Yes, very good. Thank you. Yeah. And then the second, of course, is I started to have to make some calls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you need tickets. Hey King. Yeah.
Hey King.
Hey King.
You should make a T-shirt out of that.
I should, and that's a good idea. I may get on that. I had to start making Hey King calls.
Right. Who'd you call?
Tough ticket to get.
Peter Seidler.
Almost.
Hold on. You can't get a ticket to a playoff baseball game?
Of course I can get a ticket.
He doesn't want to pay for it.
Oh, you know what?
Thank you, George. Thank you.
The get-in price is not super high on that game.
Yeah, actually been looking at the third-party kind of sites.
The gray market.
Yeah. The secondary market?
Yeah, pretty expensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
A lot of Dodger fans going to be there.
That's true.
I think it's going to be a Dodger takeover.
Well, it usually is a Dodger takeover. There used to be this guy who owned the Padres. His name was Ron Fowler. This was a couple of years ago. And
when was he? I thought it went John Moores to Peter Seidler.
Yeah, but before Seidler, the guy who actually was really representing the ownership group was this guy, Ron Fowler. And then when Seidler got healthy enough, they kind of bought this guy Fowler out, and he moved on. But this guy would say all the time, hey, why are the Dodger fans taking over Petco Park? And he would say, who cares? Let them take over Petco Park. They're going to come here, spend their money. We're going to take that money, eventually get players, and then go beat them. And this now is their time. If they're ever going to do it, now's their chance.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Get-in price $108.
That's not bad.
Cappy.
That's not bad at all. I thought it was much worse than that.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad.
Get-in price. So that's like, out in the park where there's no seats, right?
It's park.
Standing with
P1
the dogs.
Park. Yeah. So you're out there.
Is that where they have that little mini baseball field for the kids or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great park.
It's a fantastic park.
Yeah, it's a really cool park.
It is a nice place.
It's a top 5 experience in the bigs. My opinion. I mean, first of all, you're in San Diego, and second of all, you can walk to the park.
Right.
It's great.
Georgie, any interest?
No,
you're going to drive down?
No,
George?
I got a preseason game tomorrow.
What are you doing?
I have Warriors Nuggets tomorrow. I'm actually trying to work on trying to talk to Draymond tomorrow.
I was going to say, is that a Draymond free game? Is he back for that one? That's the one he's back for?
He's supposed to be back, so they're arranging a potential meeting with me and him after shoot-around.
Oh,
really? Nice.
This is Scoop City right here, George. Okay, what are you going to...
the league.
I don't mean to be flip about this, but what are you going to ask him, you know?
Well, what's the reaction been since he's been back? That's the obvious question. B, what kind of remorse does he have? And C, how do they move forward from this, right? Like, those are the basic questions you got to ask.
Right. No, the reason I brought it up is because I think C is like a real, actual issue. Like, people are like, oh, how can it be possible that you don't, this is the biggest crisis in the world when you had to suspend him once in the finals. That was different. That was in the finals. They were already there.
And that was the league, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Right. To have their season kind of detonated early, I actually think this is a huge issue for this team, George. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think this is a legitimate hurdle for the squad coming back trying to defend their title.
Yeah, so it's really it's going to be off camera, and I'll just have a report for it. But they're efforting to get him for me after they're done with shoot around tomorrow. So I was going to fly out tomorrow morning initially, but now I'm flying out after the show.
Why don't you do can you do the full Oprah, like the sit down with Draymond?
No, I don't think he wanted
cameras.
cameras.
How does this feel?
I don't think he wanted cameras. So I think that's part of the equation. So
Gotcha.
Got it. That's fat. Did you see all the Westbrook stuff last night? My God.
I did. I saw it on social media. Although I feel like the one where they were like in-game huddling, like my understanding was if it's the same time because I recorded some of the game and I watched it back, it felt like he was arguing with the ref at that point.
No.
He said he was talking to coaches.
He said he was talking to coaches.
I saw him off the side talking to somebody. Like you could still get a little.
Like Beverly tried to get him to come over.
Right.
And join the team, and he sort of shook him off and went, and he says he talked to coaches.
To me, the bigger thing is this thing in the beginning of the game.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. Because if he's talking to somebody, I could see where, that's at least plausible deniability. The stuff before the game, it's kind of like, yeah, you guys do your thing. I know I'm not going to be here much longer.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be here much longer. Yeah. I think they're either going to trade him or John Wall him, one or the other.
I think, Ramona and I talked about this when she was on the day that we gave her Cappy's tequila.
Yeah.
And we talked about... Yeah, sorry, bro. Not really that sorry. But the reality is we kind of talked about how there's probably like a 10 to 15 to 20 game window where they're going to make a real decision on what his future is. That's the guess I have, and she believes that that's not crazy.
How do you have? I don't understand 15 to 20 games. I don't understand.
I mean, that's a long time. Clinton.
That's what I'm saying.
November.
That's what I'm saying. That's a little too long for me, considering what's at stake here with this team. They don't have 15 to 20 games to play with.
But don't you think it's sort of dependent on the way Westbrook comes out of the gate and is I think team huddle at the beginning? I mean, all that stuff.
So, Mace, there are a couple of factors. I think that the Lakers actually, another thing I talked about with Ramona on Friday, the Lakers actually will have a better opportunity to move him, perhaps even for less than the 2 first-round picks that everybody wants to snag from them, because there's going to be teams that are going to get in this Wembanyama sweepstakes, and at some point they're going to need to make a hard decision on when to pivot, and that actually will be fortuitous for the Lakers, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Meaning, the Lakers have no Wembanyama.
No. But I'm saying is that the teams that want to tank are like, all right, fine, just give us Westbrook and give us 1 pick and maybe a second rounder. We'll do it. Indiana, particularly because that's the team the Lakers have been dealing with most recently, is going to have to be one of those teams. They're not. Rick Carlisle and that group is not going to win with this group that they have.
So this is the Buddy Hield / Miles Turner scenario, right?
And listen, I'm with in the Athletic story, it basically implied that the younger Buss siblings were not interested in trading the 2 picks.
Right.
Both of the picks. And that the alleged offer, I guess, was 1 of the picks and then like a second rounder, which honestly for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, I feel like that's a good haul,
It is. It actually is. And I think, by the way, and if they can't trade him, and he's doing this, then sit him down.
Yeah.
Just sit him down.
I think that will be
go home.
part of the equation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you guys heard him. He kind of tried to talk his way out of it a little bit today.
Yeah.
Where he was saying, well, come on, guys. Like, if you know my career, you know I've been doing that kind of like my whole career. Like,
that's not better to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, these kind of things are like, oh, I was arguing with the ref. I was talking to a coach. Like, I get it. But at some point, like, connectivity with your team matters. And it just, I don't know. The optics on this are awful.
Well, that's just it. That's just it, the optics. You know, like, dude, everybody's looking at you, everything you do. So why not try and be as team-oriented as you can be?
I agree.
If you're
I
trying,
totally agree.
if you're trying to integrate into what Darvin Ham is doing, then that what we saw last night is not the right direction. How do you guys feel about Halloween? I hate Halloween. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but I can't.
I'm not a
stand
huge Halloween person either.
I don't like it. I said earlier, they've cluttered up my neighborhood now.
Oh well, that I heard. You're kind of ridiculous.
There's like a 10-foot spider on somebody's house with a gigantic web. There's an inflatable ghost in somebody's front yard. There's that cottony stuff all over every single bush. I'm like, come on, people, you're cluttering up the neighborhood. And you know what? If they were festive people, they would put up Christmas lights, but these people only put up Halloween decorations, and they never put up Christmas lights when it's time for Christmas.
You're kidding me. I would think that they're very festive people and that they're going Halloween right into
I got
Thanksgiving
no
into
friggin'
Christmas.
Christmas
Some
lights.
people like Halloween more.
I hate Halloween.
Maybe you live near some witches, like Hocus Pocus too.
You heard about Hocus Pocus too. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I heard the thing you guys.
Yeah,
played.
Speaking of people in costumes, update from Beto. Mini Yu Darvish was in Texas, so that's part of what he did.
Well, this guy's very committed to the
he's
bit.
to the bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's traveling.
Morales would love him. Committed to the bit.
So from my understanding here, Mace, you would not be very happy if someone prank decorated your lawn for Halloween.
Oh, I'd be furious.
Okay.
I would be absolutely
I'll keep
furious.
that.
I mean, if somebody
Bergman, keep that one in mind.
If somebody did to me what we used to do to houses,
I don't mean in a bad way. I mean if somebody nicely decorated your lawn with huge Halloween
furious,
stuff,
gigantically
like
disappointed
big skeletons and
calling my lawn guy to say, get this crap out of here.
That would actually
what did you do?
That would
toilet paper people or what?
Yeah, we TP people. And you soap windows. You TP and you soap.
Toilet papering somebody's house is the worst.
Oh,
yeah,
it's the worst.
that's disrespectful.
That's what we used to do.
Right, but I'm saying
Halloween
if somebody
night.
actually
That's what
set up-
Halloween was.
If
for
somebody
me.
set up a real actual Halloween thing on your lawn and made it a haunted house, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, no,
you got
it's
some
not.
guy in a Mason, like a Jason mask popping out,
Definitely not happening.
like a fake knife.
My house was getting ready to go all Halloween. It got nothing to do with me. My daughter, who's 16, she's like, "Oh, Dad, it's time to decorate the house." I'm like, "Have at it."
Nice.
What is she going to do? Is she going to put that cottony crap all
Oh
over
yeah,
the bushes?
the glow in the dark cotton stuff,
Oh,
like the spider webby kind of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be all over the
Just
place.
awful. You know what we're doing tonight? We're going to dinner at Islands. Me, Bergman, Jorge.
Is Clinton Yates going to go or not?
There's an outside chance that I make it there. It's an undisclosed location right now.
Oh, I was just going to say what part of town.
It's an undisclosed island. It's in
within
our
part of
striking
town.
distance,
Yes,
yeah.
a good way to put that.
So
Right,
we're going to
right.
be meeting with Tanner Wilson, a guest, Steve Baker, Tony Parada, David Ganoa, and Ignacio Martinez, who are like big Mason and Ireland fan listeners, and we're going to have dinner with them tonight. And Jorge is very critical that I'm going to have the fish tacos for some reason, but I'm trying to
Are you
eat
going grilled or
healthier.
fried on that?
Grilled.
I'm a grilled guy.
Yeah, I'm a
too.
grilled
Yeah.
guy.
Why
I like
undisclosed? Why can't we all find out where this is?
Because that's the whole point. You can't have Mason's fans mobbing him at an island when he's trying to interact with the very people
Yeah, I'm trying.
who won the contest.
It's like our focus group,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
This is like a focus group. What do you like about the show? I know what they don't like. They don't like Bergman's game with the friggin' riddles.
My game was amazing.
The Riddler.
Stupid riddle
Best
game.
ever.
I liked it.
Thank you.
I'll
you
do
won.
the game next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please, Laura,
Yeah,
please.
got you.
All right, hey, that's it for us. We're going to dinner. Coming up next for you on my drive, I'm going to be listening to Shidano and Cappy. And,
Early bird dinner.
It is early bird. It's 5:30 dinner.
Wow.
That was a good one, Joe.
Start eating dinner when you get older like that. You start eating.
It's
early.
not my choice.
It's a
The
thing.
station did it. It's not
a
my
thing.
choice. Bergman, you picked the
here we
time. I
go.
did not pick
Sorry.
the time.
Bad
Stop
mojo
with the
coming
early
into the
bird
dinner.
bull. It's not
Mason's
right.
walking
You
all
wanted to have
cranky
it-
now,
It's
muttering.
Early Dono.
Wow.
Wow. All right, hey, Super Crosstalk brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Southern California chill all season long. We are back tomorrow at 1. Matthew Berry, talented Mr. Roto, is going to be with us. Plus, Ireland is back, and we're getting you ready for Game 3 NLDS down in San Diego. Shidano and Cappy next, 7:10 a.m.